global and country levels to comprehensively address the 3 Ps: prevention of violence against journalists, protection of journalists who are in danger, and prosecution of perpetrators. Also, the UN SDG 16 requires all countries to demonstrate progress in ensuring public access to information and protecting fundamental freedoms, which include the right to freedom of expression and the safety of journalists. The plan of action aims at creating a free and safe environment for journalists and media workers. Recommendation measures include, among other things, the establishment of a coordinated interagency mechanism to handle issues related to the safety of journalists, as well as assisting countries to develop legislation and mechanisms favorable to freedom of expression and information, and supporting their efforts to implement existing international rules and principles. Mr. Speaker, in line with this, the Ministry of Information of the Republic of Ghana first engaged with stakeholders of the media ecosystem in 2018 to design programs aimed at responding to challenges in the industry. Regular advocacy and training of key actors, including journalists, security agencies, the judiciary, and the general public, on the need to uphold the safety of journalists. This also includes the steps journalists can take to protect themselves when conducting investigations or reporting in potentially violent scenarios such as riots, demonstrations, or conflicts. Mr. Speaker, number 2, it requires investigation and validation of reports of attacks on journalists and media houses. Number 3, it requires a holding of the security agencies and the judicial service accountable for the prosecution and severe punishment of persons involved in the attack of journalists or media houses. And then number 4, the publication of an annual report on the safety of journalists and efforts to punish attacks on journalists. Right Honorable Speaker, the coordinated mechanism on the safety of journalists has togged minimal success since its inception in Ghana. Under its advocacy function, the office conducted training sessions in 2019 for journalists starting from the Northern region. The Ministry of Information has also engaged the Judicial Service, advocating for severe punishment by the judiciary of persons who attack journalists and media houses. Other incidents of reported attacks on journalists have also been investigated by the office, with findings conveyed to security and prosecutorial agencies for action. Mr. Speaker, under the function of accountability, the mechanism has not been very successful, I regret to say. The need to hold the investigative, prosecutorial, and judicial agencies accountable, as well as demand accountability on the investigation, prosecution, and punishment of perpetrators. Holding the judiciary and prosecution accountable on a sustained basis must be the norm. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, permit me to make 3 requests which will help for greater success in operating this mechanism. Number 1, it will be helpful for Parliament to assist in holding the agencies accountable for the incidents that we have reported to them. And I call on members and this House to partner the National Media Commission in this effort. Number 2, closer collaboration among stakeholder groups in the public communication sector is required. As we have argued from the Ministry of Information, no single stakeholder group can successfully tackle this issue on its own. Greater collaboration and cooperation is what is required. And here, Mr. Speaker, I want to make special mention of your Committee on Communications for their support in this endeavor. Mr. Speaker, thirdly, the NMC requires more resources to succeed at implementing the mechanism. The Ministry of Information has supported with our limited resources, and we are grateful to some of our partners like UNESCO, who have also supported the NMC in this endeavor. But we urge more support from our development partners and from the central budget to the National Media Commission to be able to execute the mechanism effectively.
Ghana ranks 2nd in Africa and 22nd in the world. In 2016, we were 2nd again in Africa and 26th in the world. In 2017, at the inception of this administration, Ghana maintained her enviable record of being 2nd in Africa and 26th in the world. In fact, in 2018, Ghana went up to the 1st position. In 2018, 1st position in Africa. and 23rd in the world. Then in 2019, Mr. Speaker, Ghana dropped to 3rd in Africa and 27th in the world. In 2020, we went back up to 2nd and ranked 30th in the world. In 2021, we dropped from 2nd to 3rd in the world and ranked 30th in Africa and 30th in the world. But Mr. Speaker, in 2022, Ghana dropped to her lowest point ever since this ranking started. Ghana dropped to 10th in Africa, 10th position in Africa, and the 60th position in the world in terms of press freedom. In 2023, Ghana is ranked the 9th in Africa, the 62nd in the world. This is our worst ever performance in terms of press freedom, Mr. Speaker. Ghana is ranked behind countries like Namibia, South Africa, Cape Verde, Seychelles, the Gambia, Ivory Coast, even Burkina Faso and Niger are ranked ahead of us in terms of press freedom. And that is why I salute the minister for identifying this problem and wanting for us to fix it. But Mr. Speaker, fixing this must come from the top. It must come from the very top, because in 2019, just before Ghana started dropping, when president, I want to pause and Honorable President. Mr. Speaker, it's important that we understand that just before Ghana started dropping in press freedom rankings, the president of the country, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in 2019, attended a Ghana Bar Association meeting in Takoradi and stated that the killing of a journalist, Ahmed Swali, was not an attack on press freedom. This in itself signals a lack of admission at the very top that the attacks on press freedom are a problem. And that is why this House and this Special Budget Committee must resource the National Media Commission, which I serve on with Patrick BIAMAH, the Honorable MP for Kaikwe North, Honorable Patrick BIAMAH, and Honorable Ayimedu. You must ensure, the Special Budget Committee must ensure that the National Media Commission is properly resourced, because right now it is the Ministry of Information that supports the National Media Commission's work in ensuring press freedom. But the Ministry of Information in 2022 was given less than 1 million Ghana cedis for its goods and services. Less than 1 million Ghana cedis. If you even look at how much Honorable Kennedy Japan is alleged to have given delegates for just the last ended, it is more than that 1 million Ghana cedis. We need to make sure that we put our money where our mouth is and ensure that press freedom, Mr. Speaker, the press are the ones who carry our work here. We need to put our money where our mouth is and ensure that press freedom is truly well protected. Of this house go out because of media men. Mr. Speaker, if we are not careful, the efforts by the Minister for Information to ensure the safety of media men in our country will come to naught. Mr. Speaker, just between 2021 and 2022, there are over 30 press freedom violations that are recorded against Ghana, despite the spirited efforts of the Minister of Information. But he can only do so much. If you are giving him less than 1 million Ghana cedis for his goods and services, how much can he help the National Media Commission with? But we have money for other things. We have money for a cathedral. If not the vigilance of this house, we were voting 80 million Ghana cedis for a cathedral when the press freedom was not guaranteed. And so, Mr. Speaker, the press at the fourth estate of the realm, we must protect them. Because Honorable Napo, who is the Minister for Energy, Matthew Poku Prempe, and a potential Vice President nominee, Mr. Speaker, if we do not protect the media and allow the things that happen, for example, in Radio Ada, Friends of Napo, what happened in Radio Ada in March 2023, where people stormed the media house and brutalized the reporters, or where, for example, in August 2022, the Adan Traditional Council said they were banning the media from covering the traditional festival. Mr. Speaker, we cannot see the gagging of the press. Else, how would the street lights you are sharing, Honorable Matthew Poku Prempe, be publicized if the media is gagged? We can't allow that to happen. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, we need to be careful. Because, and you see, Mr. Speaker, again, let me end, and I end. by saluting the Honorable Minister for Information, Honorable Kojo Nkrumah, who has decided to be bold.
Area was young for my munyana. Memo akwa de ba me mind so. I need 100.9 FM. Obibia we would wafidie no ato ase me do ase emo akwa ba sonko. Ye chegu live on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook on your need 100.9 FM live. And I will call YouTube on Suswa Despite Media. I was young for production crew Aya Krato. Joe Damiado Magjero Saj my friend man and I al Safo. Wandaro mene we omubo mi chidom nam di jumadi abesomo. Mekai was say ne ya wada se wunimu na mekai was say ne eye Thursday. The 9th of November 2023. Nyame ya duma memenda aye me last born Daniel Jamra Afre Adofo. He will be 7 years on Saturday. It may we show glorious one pa ahead. Michia will be we would do a video na to her. Eya manyo samo kroje ena yebebo ho nkomo yebeka ho asem. Yebetuna basane sre, yebetase ne sebe sepani ko na ha. What is here? Enti safen waba I welcome you on board. Eka me ho ne nyina nka mom ne nyoma enye yie. Amanyo na nya ba akofo adwuma nya ba akofo adeso a. Eye nyina me no mi no ye ka bom ne aye ye ka bom ne akyekyere na yeye. Ware azia na me bo no mo ama o sebio abrabo na ye bo no enye butter and bread. Eto da bia ne ma bia abetwa mu no ya mani ntwam nko ne pem ko anim wate. Because sometimes the past no we ho hwea enye yie and forget about it. Even though we dwell on the past to move forward, no, so we dwell so much on the past that won't even go anymore. And you take it a step at a time. Na etime aboa o. Ye wasa wo ye e wo past no mo no ene say, but modern say ubehua bibi e de afri mu. Eniema ufa mu na kukuruwi ase a ufa mu no hwamode anipa bi ma wodi wo mu hwammo no anase wo mu di wo hwammo no sa wodi ya desuade na watimi di apem akwanem wotiri mo po wotiri masempa pa bi a wo ka kire wo bi a wo je ne bone so no sa ya desua ma wo de wotu anamafoforo ko wanem no no wahunu ne a wo be ye de afa ho Enya said the ufe mo pastor no etwa mu kono na the same eyi no na woda so tem. And I'm telling you, befu ani so sa. Nemom se wusua bibi free pastor no mu an etwa mu kono mu a eboa pa ma otumi etu anamo ekọ anim yie. Ema yie die ya wo chefa wate ase ye ketu abi awie ye de tu ye koto dwuma dandan ye ho kopem bra fe no bekọ awie ye. Because ni ebeto wo kwan mu bia eya adesua de. Ni ebeto wo kwan mu bia eye adesua. What you say? Ade bia ebeto say ye nsohwe, say ye ne mapa, say ye ne maboni bia no. Prepare for something bigger and something better ahead of you. What you say? Say sabi woni wukunu tse, wonyi chop money ma enkoda wonhwe won ontuam suku fees wo kan won fi wo na wonam na wo koba na kire wo kwan ya befa so a wankasa wo bebo bra. What you say? If the unexpected happens, when we say, "Oh, na sa dey we kra dey, me ye ne dada nti we nya de foforo." No abo na asene no. Na sa we yere wo bo sudwe wo kan no de ato na no pre wo munipa. Ahobrasia wo nibi. Wo kan ba ko no aka 100. E wuti mi fa sa ade no mu akodum pempensuo bi a wahu. Enti sam odu sam pempensuo na ho na wo beka se se na ne na me famu na nyame di esiesie me ama sa ada achinya maba betwi. Wari azie. Emu akwa abaso kokra e de ba me mantijumedie so. Medin e de ma me biama AKWAFO betimi afra me biam zi 1 woman gada ana ma me soja. Ya bi so fra me ameje oso. Ai me na me dijumedie ho chia me fi sabre ego se no nan ebebo no nan bo a ola Michael beba one ne dom na afi so no nsia bo a ye no nsia kase bo no efri Obatampa Peace 104.3 ye de aba besomo edi neat ha ye tie no enim nyina momo e fi sabre ko si no nan why mejidi mapase me bo no voices no otie ne na ekoso no what ya say nra Minister of Information Honorable Kojo Ponkroma already issues about ensentrefa ye to share won so ye bro won mo ye yo ma yakayaka de ye tete won mo ye kumbi na jese basa asensentrefa de won mo enye nipa ahun ya so ye free ye ma me no mo ye yo ye nyinsa ye 9 months o obitimi kasam ya asa won on na twaduane ma adie eden adan a ebia wa de mamen kama no tum kraka obetimi kasam ya de kire wo a wonim nipa kro no wonhu ne da ono obehu a ebia wote won kan na so obehwe Facebook live ana obehu wo TV so onimu ba bia enso asem abefiri nanum obeka a kire wo no aso no de oso wa broso enso obehu no kra no na chese wasan kra so asan disappointed It is central for ya mususu mposa ye yo mususu ni atem mususu ndo saye yesu ye nipa e wo se binom esu ni omo ban no eya bibia wo hode but binom ho no mo ye mo dwuma kroje enso omo ye mo dwuma kroje nkrofo be find a fault with them akeka ne yo mo de akere wo mo ade ase akeka ne yo mo de akere wo mo enti ebusuafo sa ensantrafo etietia won fa hodie so obi e wo studio oye ni program on ka bi nhemu ni akoto ahye ne so ni abro no free isamiti hey na me ka say oh me nka bi nhemu tito na mdo obi antime mo mekora o yesa dem si so abai 3 ya me ho nya den enso hu me a wo beko achi eno yenya ade anyame de adom me adom anyame de adom me what you say eni oda me kura wo so me musesi a eni me nya na fom badu hu me ansa na wo be pinche me no aba be so mu ne no ne asem no wahu eti yesre ena na yenua be ma Kojo Ponkroma Minister of Information oka asiyem protecting centrefo omoye ho ban yo ade ba akokra ya na etete mabrabo ena corruption wo ho ena ban no onye man ho made ena ho anwan esentrefo kro ya bekwa kwa investigations the findings about beto abonte ye ka se ye ka wo maso yimu no mu di atem policy bi di fowom na mu di atem because yanka ma anko ama ne party edi kosi kwada yanka nso so awisi buei ada na nsantwafo munyi madwuma ye ka nso so amanze ngaw they say yenye dan na mo boye they say yenye dan saa de na bede na to atwa ewo mu se binum nye enema bi ho no binum ya omu deserve more than a brokra nanso yemfa ne se adwuma no mo ye obi a wo ye adwuma ye occupational hazards ewo mu yemfa ne se wo so de ne ye occupational hazards ne bia yemfa nche wo mu ye kase ye bebo yan a yankasa nso so a ene ma beji ego wade ase enti saa nsantwefo a ye bo won ye ku won ye tete won ye di won atem na kasen na mansantweni na sesa na sesa na mo pese mo kan kasa boa hye yam was etimi protecting nsantwefo bo won ho ban na nsantweni wo pon adwuma kra na wo kofia na osuru o se bia na onim ne wo nanim obi akotwa no ye na mo ye nim nipa bebre mo de ye ba akopenti mo behu yen but mo do so nti ye hunu mo di sana de na kwakoye di kwan be ne ye befa so asa de no etuo betwa free ye man mu because ye say freedom of speech and afi so ye the press freedom so so aba yes press freedom no was say oye ahweyie e won nsem a wo ka ho umu ani da wo ma won nsem no ho tse a enkohye bia bufuo enko ka sebe ensem bia enise eka die atohwe Ghana ha wo de toto amama ahodo nwan nsantwefo ebo ye ho moden papa nsantwefo ye bo ye ho moden papa nanso se bi wiase no Yesu Kristo ne krom ho no nso omo anye no so asafo sa ho yade ye wo ya ne Capernaum no ye no waja krom ayi because no mu believe in him no na e wo fom no mu ni believe mu ni gidie woni mu edo heda ye sankyerene wo ho e ma ne ye appreciate ye de ye wo dia no mo woni nso appreciate what you say what me aka ho asempa e de akira foforo afoforo nso ekwa ado na we die say ye vilify ye ni si ye to ye ho ani enso mensa bia wo bi fie o mensa bi wo bi bia fie eti abusu for saa de no ebe de na to atwa ebe ye den e na to atwa eso obi akwa investigations kikiri team kaja ye kuno ne maame ni nuanom o ma hwera de ebi abehwe no ne kuta abusua waka bibi wonsom ni akoto ahye no so to ni ye brim no ye kase ye de saa etna ne senka obi ka say no man's land bia be ne ope wotimu fotimu wa no awro ka wafo abeti wuhia obi na hwe na betimi abona no ato ahye no so brim no ana wa wokoma to ye mu a na ja watu ate na akọ baabi obi enka ohwe ye de saa ne ye de betna de a ene ne ehunu se ye bedda ne banana republic kasa se oman but empire yen se ye be yesa but maako ewuwo mu no edien ne ye be ye afa ho se ne ye be ya ensentwefo betime nya kokuduro aye investigations so benya kokuduro akasa omo hwe omo chi se bia asumasi ana obenten edi konti baabi eba edi tuo eba anase wasena no ede eba me so awadwenkyere ebedom 0302243540 0302243540 0302257902 hello
Amisoja.
Eja ma hai.
Ya Madio. Now, what is it?
I'm Yadrum. Now, so
Nyami de wa na from the mama ka woni na na kufaru de amba aboa me.
me dear na me.
O da bi. Why ya wodi an mo ndiye so se Bible say wodi di anu ama oni e bi adi.
Na dear na me di ya mema bi adi. Me ni di me ya fasting 1 week.
Oh, daddy men kasa. Se onyame ya wadom na ebi ka wonsa no watene wonsa. No
Ah,
ebi ka obi ara wo hia mowa.
Mon Kaila Jonas ni.
Daddy no kure asani.
No cross and quay.
Kasa Africa so ba bia hawa ko ise tutu no container no.
Yankasa.
Onyame mo ho ban na oma wo enkwatenti. Na yi me bi so di ni ben bi ne ya. Yo fe no Rosette also onyame inshan. Obasa no kure na wo ka no. Ensentro Mose abasubodie enyemu nyina ebinom hwe pieces multimedia and media near the despite group one
Despite media
mini nukra na mageri I'm telling you na juma eda fronko wo juma eda fronko mini nukra mumi enu keke I'm telling you me sorry ebo me nsema mo ewo the way a mo presenting mo show de biara mu de musonko eti mu say na se mako show bi ase na sebi nipa bi enfonso no ho na edukra no wa no kopa ensa fatakwa se yede mo saka mo because enye saa na ebia na mo report ana mo djuma ekire ebia da no na enfonso aba na wo se yede chemo na tunu mo die no kroni nyame anim sisa na sen fata da no anka sa wo mo show mo radio station ba ko so okay, me more presenter ni bi. But what can you go be say NDC breso the to assassin sister express. Sister, na say any pa way cancer way assassin and assassin you to this express. Na so we this intro way ya. Sabi, we do say effort. Radio station ke see we okay FM. Now what so now what can you my gun and you say ya assassin sister express NDC breso. Yes, fatana. Eti ya na ye besre mo auditors no so omo check host na omo ye no any mo producers no omo check and you no go omo beka also mo ka chi omo say atwa omo san say asemo ye awo koke enye ense fata you waduma ni ye
it has say
no na sonko na go get your thought as this person sir him ban your thought as this person
let us say hello good afternoon me pa chodi ni baby afrefi
Again, morning, we can say,
that day, Obi at was a baby, me on many and a jenny. Young boy,
you were casual. Why do our country on both always have a good about Tibet? I know a year the Wakasa. Mammy Chow, not a mapa away. Yes, you did come up on your chair with Tukusufun. On general for Nankasi, did be here. Yeah, Autorabia, would me be ready, baby, as someone panicano. Would you say a tropa and would you know? What do you say? As a Nipano or Catan, for why any Bonipias or any DD1. Dear, I never pacho. They're the outback in Nipano Cranoa. Susuma, no, I know, sir. Oh, because all Nipano said, I saw quite Mamu said you on 20 pounds. What do you say? And the Nipano Moya Juma. And there's a who have your original, which is and original 15. Oh, and these are Tabiano, as a work is number boom. Oh, the troubles and ye be ever. The general is going to be your Majuma. In the Mongo form, the mobile station was also a deep, so almost can't be in ya. Who must stop on the Tasma work at you, only one dance here. What do you say? And these are 1 year, they be our hand here, Bumudani, here be out, here be Hamu. And so be a name through. Maybe a little Nippon or two, and so one Catan. And the more of a quasi from Wakasa, Yajatum, name of 2 declamabon here, will be too good to know.
Let us say, Jenimo, hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, BIAMAH.
Yes.
Let you walk off Samabo.
The Pacho Wayne.
Only a George watching a cassette.
You, Uncle.
Yama, they sit there now. Your tea on my emo. Near Pesse, you can't cry. Na monko foni mubi American journalists for ebi mu ye politics asema ka Journalists Association, and Nuna Amasade way na ba. And then social media na presented to me politicians. BIAMAH nebe ni. Me bu so asemo ebe.
Ya wenya me.
Kila sama kase tama me kase me pese me bedi mampeni no. And I'm who see the journalists for here. I'm going to say journalists for them. No, you know, a pimu, I jisika wo baby, no move you sume, we frame, no a treme as some America. Sana, you sume, we are not the aquadi position. Now, we are now, Usha, Ujina be a bear. It's BIAMAH. Ye munko fona na ye se se munna mu ye MPP enti ye ni otwi enyi adowa enti onye afidie ni betwe animu a ne e wo so ye no onye oye de ni pay master e de akwaji sika free no e ho adwuma na oye den oye enti na ama ba se journalist for no ye no enti mo sisi mo suban a e bo no so ba den e be jai
Me da say hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, MAAME Soja.
Eba Jodini baby Afrifi.
Leading the radio ambassador councillor Abodje Ameka Safi Winiba.
Yo, Abodje, yanko.
Yo, MAAME Soja. If you be immune to my Yami himself, Papa. Na, yeah, Papa could do upon Nkoma or Kasa. Na Oyen Century. Na Oyen Century. Na MAAME Soja share my main cousin. Me Abodje me started say ni TPFM, ni FM, OKFM, and yen ne. Share ye one central for be our despite media. We be see one anopa to area bre to eyimri. Won to me fa won sense wo go say oyi Oyen DC and aso yi Oyen people. Obi ti say obi ahenkan. Obi ti say Nana Yaokese. Obi ti say Maderi. Obi ti say one kasa female commander, the only female commander on radio Awokasa. Me see which media would do. No credit in a period in a woody yituma. Now, no idea my despite media center for what down should say. More boss, a doctor or self harm despite one of the listen and a chairman general, a young now Kennedy or say. And a doctor of police of what trouble can ye, what can you assure? It's a subject, could on for. We found you for a mantle. Many central fully belong. What do we see in the water landfall? And you see in a man of prayer was a worker, one can. Now, some camera about Jim Afro with frequency. Let's a media Kushia. Women, fast from a mission, Kushina media. Until I walk as about Jim, I saw walking the Obra. And I did because of me and this media Kushia. Now, say me MPP media Kushia. Now, say me. I buy we so me Takubi, our one. We no nyampa no one century me no ka say asafo because it's your kind of crap na me person me boni din because we see would media would all the messages it is central for one ka say we do pinum we for no crap we fanye djuma we consema ka say on say me Abodje ni ba na me so we for no crap we fanye djuma mama we for wo yefun enye djuma ni che no crap so kaswa it is central for we for no crap we fanye djuma na mo ka no crap na mo ka no crap.
Medase hello, good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
If I told you baby Afrifi.
BIAMAH from me.
Yeah, what for kebi na want to say ma fi wo.
Many
Eya no adu radio na mame. Enkasa.
Sorry,
Okay.
MAAME asem no ne ba ko ne say Ghana mra e kire say obi eye bibi a wo mpe so wadi ntro so aye dey so anye na dwuma ye wo mra so de no kokot afa no kokot wo se wo chi wo ma police fo chi no de ya waka samato so no a report
na yemra no a enye dwuma no oman no eno na politicians matese so obi akokasa adre kusem ni nyina no maame senke ya ade a emra ni ye dwuma bibia obi aka me ho asembone me de akọ bosome bia bosumi miensa yakasem na wie me na me difo a ya wie na we dia ye bet na ho ne bribe there because they see amo ancestral for so called maame mo kakra bi ene wo bia no ofre no ancestral for obia dipa no to say what nim A from B asem a worka one tiase no oka ofre no ancestral ni enti kan ne papa mu a media commission no na o se ma eye adwuma serious sex will be defamation whatever e dipa na ye wo so de ne ko ehun asutwi ni aye ne ntem because ade dey fifiri se mre no na efifiri no obi ye bie enti yemfa di ade ne dan yemfa nto ananu ihe competition be MPP mu maame se wudi akire wo hunu pa se nipa radio akesi akeka brofo ibi wo ne MPP fuyi di ntrato wo so ya yisu akotu asika ma wo no nipa na kasa afrede watene no odi nipa na chi ye hunu ni nyina so enti nipa na ye na emom emre bia so di wa kire se nipa na di ntro waka bibia anya no kure enti no so akwagbo no because wo so ya wadwuma no wo so di ntro wo gi bribe wo ye say di ade ya mo enti ye nyina ye mamra the only thing or mind betimi aye ya eyemra enti di afa bible and ye dey ye constitution no because obi kwa sore obi sum nyame obi sum bonsam obi sum ode enu ti ni achichem ye nyina ye de to nche and ye yiyi ye constitution ni party baby ebi free bible mo ebi free ha and ye hihye emra enti ye stress ta sem say ba me enka no ye mfa me nyame ne hwe nipa nyame de obeye sabe me frɛ ni Jimmy Kasa because nyame ene hwe nipa eso de fa nipa so enti ni ahihye constitution enti e ma Ghana mra nya dwuma empanifo ahwe mra so wo mo nya ma nya dwuma media commission especially giba for no mo mo ma de ni fifiri se mre na abegum no mo ntimi control na aye basa ye di no kura ne de mra ya dwuma sa de na to betwa me da se
Mensume that's Brack AB. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Yeah, Eja. Pacho dini baby afrefi.
Bacho Ben oyarfa.
Yo, Yanko Ben.
Medase. In central Jumano. Mami waiting bacho me and me question bisaka kra. We started my way when enya.
Hey, Acho. We started by 2004, 2005 thereabout.
Move radio station kasi na piece of me about 2000 me wa.
Aye.
Necessary be 3-4 years na won so be share said manase.
Bachonyo.
Mami bacho. Me no ka say me ni Africa kra. Because me started to about 92, 93. Ejma we esha yache. Ta nsema wo topic ya odebe tu gwe. Na eni wasa ni enti say ya chiri is enti ni biabro from 92 BC 2015 book sana mekano because abang ko nyina beto aba ntimi monitor politicians bo meduma ye ene constitution ya yeli eduma no mra egum say yebeti izentweni aborno no ye ni ese ba tisi ase obi aye no fekeke obi atumi ye no fe wo mangu ni wa fa no edi anya ta na ese che wa dwen nyam tumi che ba dwen se ameka tai wona ma dwen ye pa oburu ni ye we atata ni okum ani ni ye we yenye ni baba ko enti so bia ka nwa sem na za sem a wo ka fa ho na ya se ko to ani se ko to yes enti ko to asara ye ko pra no ye tu ni pa so asara dem ye tu fu wo nyi bi na se won ti ya ye tu aso ye tu wo san imra ka asara ni ya ti se mra wo men wi ma imra se ni dudu a wo ni sem enya na mra na enyi dodo enyi ndi mra na agba kokora ana abrewa ndi otumi je na eduma se na ezo ye ndi am obi etumi ye no pekeke no enya fine aba ta mo eduma na mo ye no ya kometi eduma wo dia sembe tu kwa kra wuturo because over community promo we need the yenya no yenya and some bata Ghana because o man here this country enye
medase pi. Hello, good afternoon. Sorry Pacho Sambre be why. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mami BIAMAH.
Pacho dini baby afrefi.
Pacho, your friend farm boy who Teshira Medina.
Hey, any how you fine?
Farm my pa.
Yes, yanko.
Yo, Mami BIAMAH, Radi Kan. Edumapa na wo ye. Na de metimi aka ne say your constitution ni de bi say me no ka say me ni afi kakra. Ababie ni ho ba man to bi me hu kwa me nkoma kwa kakra. Say yes sam constitution ni de. Na abomu ensenche for ho ban. Because emu ahudu. Adi dia say oye na me say inyi mi bra aese ka unya ka fofra wa hu se ne apie nti omu system kakra na momo ensenche for ho ban mo ye eduma papa especially wo mami bia
Uncle so homeda sipi. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Me pa chodi ni baby afrefi.
My friend Suleiman Abukari.
Yo, Sule.
I'm an assembly member for Kolebu.
Repeat. Mama ma you know
The incoming assembly member for Kolebu.
Incoming assembly member for Kolebu. Wow.
Suleiman.
Wow. Why are you? Yanko.
To me seeing radio station be wa me see ho. What you say? You say utumo money for. Now what to jam. Obinimu wo ha they sit in the radio stations to insult. I did their time. Into we are sabi we target. Into me too obi afo say, "Oh, your program very well. Say be ya. Obi hu wa on target you." That.
Oh, Mr. Medas, Honorable Assembly Mike. Kolebu for Montomano what? Montomano, hello, good afternoon. Nyamiado, we didn't baby afrefi.
Kwame MPP ni me kasa free station.
Now the assembly man won't go privi. Yo, yanko. Okay.
Now, you constitution. Now, say some trouble. Yeah, you Ghana rank and damning it near OBT on who dear swap. Near about 2016, 17, and now yeah, we say now, you know. She say, Bonjour, and this bra for a combo by joy me. Meaning, I had a current in the wall. And she said this you need to crack or boat some trainia about to send in a money. Someone in the Sabia. And she had this for whom Sabia, and Omoba na buy no so omoba na ya unpopular because and some Trump for nothing omoba ya na kase pa ankasa it is some lady ama to tell omo dia and ya omogu abai na no mase na ya omo ka ama so and yi bleso and ya ku ni hu ni pa omo nko ayi ya friend say boss ha o ayendisi obi ana ndisi for say wota wo ma nsem twani o kwa kofa asema ba kwa so ani ebo ni tuo up to date ya hu ni po ko no enti saade ne ya o mo hwe ni ye no mo nya say ya kuma ameso ene ya de take aban no o mo de na go so ayi social FM as ayi na ye ko no ayi ne nsem twani na up to date ya hu no ndisi braso Twitter 2014 enti o mo nya propaganda sam no na young so nkura ni na nyesa si say omo ba bon central for na de that the nyina ba to aban so ye wi a akasa 2023 dia aban no monyo central for anjo mu ye ana ya bo omo ana central bi abani on be dia on central for so bia ya de ba to aban so ntime dia be kan sa omo ma mra kiti na adwuma na this for I grad body this on bear body.
Medase. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ipa chodini baby Afrifi. Original, yanko.
Yeah, really. There was no Juma we Magana mine. We modern topic about papa. And your phone there, you do not hold your papa. Matiana, I am mama. Just what media journalists phone at the background. Maybe I am because apart from just media phone, and look at my Ishimua, we flip in Abefram. We are 100% qualified to generally. You know, as a bannerman and a place. What is here, Ghana? Yeah, and Joffo. But Monfie, no more face you, not more generally for present, on transfer, no usual because it don't qualify and one bit from the politics. I can't tell many of us about them. If you are Kobana Sana, so Muzu,
hello.
Hello.
Asana, emu wa chekoe, yanko.
Man, but because of dinner is funny, you know, the brigade and Joe for no Umubuman here. But Mumuni Wapa, we are different. Munamu, we are Sanamimuno, because Munamo take. Yes, we are the young song, Queen Befas. The Abanon family Bimra. Now, one dinner president for Muni upon him for any politicians in our Befrano, or more food Abefran free. Dana sa bien over general so. It is a moon among one that are the uncles.
Meda say hello, good afternoon.
Fine afternoon, Mambia.
The patrol didn't baby Afrifi. Yo, and Pomia there.
Yes, I don't know.
There are this. Uncle.
Mamija with you for now. Never and I say, Cassia, Emma, 1 man battalion. I compare Kwame Japan. I can't go to Nepal, Yamingana, or man who review Nambia or Mono by Nambu in India. Now, Mamma, wouldn't say, Sir, is on your for us in the okay. A criminal level, if you want to Kahona, and then your phone in the room, or more church and Zemayana, who and in person. Because a canina criminal lab in one say, would you pass them cool visual, will be to me at the walk of quarter, and I see. Oh, and no free honor, a messy Siano, and your phone be no more. I yet say, Yama woman, Sabina, Gobokra, or assassin, we so. Oh, so when you didn't here, they were almost Peja, Matina, who call it back. Oh, I say, Yama, we are sitting in a equita. I didn't say, Sir, and Ranado, we free honor. A bear got Omede, almost Zambamra. Now we can't say we trust them for 1 7 That the open Nadia, said Buna between Abuna, no Abono. And say, that's any amount of mammy be free. And the job will be your memory, the Yamin Ukraine, and Vanico.
Mr. Medasipi, hello, good afternoon.
Pacho, good afternoon.
The Pacho Dini baby Afrifi.
Pacho, calling I don't boy saying, first year, then.
Oh, why maybe be able to there?
Madam Namoso.
I do Maraqua, Yanka.
The radiation. Yo, mommy, Yankupon Shell, on Shell new producers. Let me say, press freedom, who answer my air can. Yabo, despite media for about to brain. And individual to say, well, McDerry, nay, yeah, papa of Adakabe. Yankupon Shell, Momo, yeah, Jumapa. Now, let me say, Obia can do journalists for so, some chef for so. If we say, you want to chef for you or her, or my Daniel, my politicians, and they be also the Omofu and Nam, then, you know, Ama, what ye and Yamabi, in funny say, would you make Diemono? Or did you maybe a Sabi, a ma, the pan of Hokai Elbrono? Yen funny say, a banisa, a beer, some chunino, and ye pepe, and can acquire Antonia Mayo when you make Diamantino, as I say a Brono. I am saying, and on a debate no man, no, a Mrapan. Okay, Central, I at the Bonnie, Odibro. Now, what about Central now?
ɔka no kwari nti no aban mufoɔ aban government aban ɛbɔpa ɛma ɛkɔ taataa no na yɛyɛ no sɛde yɛboro no na ɛno nso perception press freedom perception index na yɛde abɛto hɔ no yɛn bi sɛ ɛho baabi a yɛfiri ne baabi a yɛbɛdu so mmara bɛn ɛna yɛde bɔ journalist ho ban ɛna sɛn na ɔman ne hwɛ abɔ ho ban yɛmfa ne sɛ wɔn a wɔyɛ nkatebɔne na ɛwɔ mu no ɛno nti aban ne nso di fo bi because sɛ journalist yɛ na adwuma na sɛ yɛaboro no a ɛdeɛn na ɔman no mmara bɛn na yɛhwɛ sɛ ɛbɛyɛ adwuma nea odi fɔ ɛne nea odi fɔ GJA afotuo bɛn ɛna ɔmode ma journalists ne association members ɛno nti mo ma yɛn
Kwame. Where dear? In fact, Wakasapa. Hello, good afternoon.
Fine afternoon, Mami BIAMAH bakope.
Eba Jodini baby afrefi.
Wa uni amwani Peter me kire sama nkese.
Peter papa.
Bako de ho Ghana.
Yanko.
Mami wa bajuma. Ya ministra wati. Na ni America ne se esentrefo adwuma no. No kware ni. Da wo de back Ghana ha. Sebe Mami BIAMAH woti. Obi timi ye woda. Enya asoma nke ebebubodin. Mom yehwe some of the journalists adwuma mo ye oka. Ebi na Mami BIAMAH mo ye ya. Kame me free peace, kame free ni ma be free other station mo de no kra. So me was station do otamela mo free me na me ta free wo wata. Na me so mo adwuma ye. It is a wo ye program na Mami BIAMAH ma me ma so a. Na e ame. Esa se mo sem na mo ka no. Eye kuje ni emi se other station. Etimi mana no so ka se president sabe dimia. Na wo sai nipa no. E wo ni papa. Na wo ye president e wo radio station ye the whole well. Now say the panel, I will see a support one. Maybe the American was you, but they were mra, I will mining, a bit of them and a num. It would away a penny, we will have to say, what penny for ye. Now do a food on them now, yes, obviously, I'll be obey with you, but we never your way. But you say, what do you say? This so your penny be not a number of Francois. I think, sir, what we have penny in the final call. Now you're signal to the others. As I say, a question. Already says the media secretary no yen penny for no yen here for who said the pan one anyway you never to support one. Only BIAMAH, then I'm here with my Obiamosa. It's all me as I was to buy. No one is so to buy there. But I don't buy them. But that's not Mr.
Men Sumeda Senior Minshra P. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mamma, when I put it.
Yamiadrom, would any baby afraid?
Oh, Mamma, my only fish in Magina.
Hey, Ibiaboko there.
Oh, Boko.
There are just uncle.
Mamma, oh, see, I can't essential for home. They are now 4 years free say. Politicians said we will be radio station. Mamma, where Peace FM, OK FM, Meet FM, Hello FM. You are all your politician or all your Nedumano. What is to be able to do at the moment? Let's be politicians who will be radio station. Or come from the politician, be so more Jana Mambiama. That I was supporting them party, which they said a Wakuma. Any necessary radio station, and we need to go baby. Necessary one strong national Panama supporters who will go. Remember, my jumping apart from MPP for Bombay station, will be abroad. They've been the radio station to say, please, some. Name report Akubabi Yabroneda. But what you going to my pepe? So, TTFM reporter. Of course, they do my can. Well, I'm going to show you generally so. Oh, I'm saying when to call it a actually be cacano, but yes, they will come into a journalist at Wamao. So, here, now we know a bit to radio station be a year of sample for never for ample for. Ample for radio station, and then put what's one ample for show, so what's it? Or your NDC communication, what for NDC party, what party head office, what double or Casa. And so, my friend, I said, Chairman, see me, never know. Australia, we young communication director, also minimum panel. So, it's a more radio station for no. And you put on one matter, why you for moving? Okay, and that is let me pay my jelly. Name I'm jelly around every no. And the Kusawaji, move your permit to station in radio station, yeah. And no more to more castle, Nanado Bano, the first seven of the ministers 130. If NDC MPP now are saying your mama so bad, no 5 of ministers 150, but everything get to crack.
Mandeli catch NPP ni pimpin o se nye no kre o catch NDC ni so mo so kan ye no kre na do ba no for 120 ministers NPP ni do jina do Mandeli kavia o so da bi ma yo mama ba no o be fa ni yampa na Mandeli da oh Mandeli so obi ka some ness nye no kre Mandeli ba mo ni po ne hu se enye no kre but o kake no radio station ni mpa no be jatu se me ni po no kan ye kre but what you wa wo so mami so jan wo bi so jan ni eduma me tell pa obi ba go be cast me no kra wo jina wona no ka chen so no dey bi se me pan ka se obe kokra se na no pie asema me ka no se wo ntie da ma me ka no pie wo ye ka wo ne journalist man no I tell me teacher and na wo ja na be ye journalist aduma because aduma no se yakopon to safro teacher aduma yakopon to safro but journalist yakopon to safro time a wo be ye go to safro e da bo okay FM but obi no wo ma we to fit go muda because aduma no je ne pepepe if you be some generous no say some do be back na mo better na we say ni pra mo di na ba no or ye rare communicator no ba ka asem so mo ko radio station mo ko politicians mo pe obi aba better wa ni communication director no o ma mo nimpa na mo fa na better ho na mo to na no amadanti asem ni a ni ko betu aka so obi na me di nimpa do ye so obi anenam oba o de come better ho because nimpa no 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 kwa mo ma no refe mo mo ni bibi kaka anything na mo vie so no so ka so better picture ana better okay for what kasa nti e be so ho mo so mo mo adwuma yi mo yi adwuma yi obi no better ne sa abo obi nti mo so mo better mo yi mo adwuma yi mo better obi station mo yi adwuma yi na wo ma yi wo ti say politicians wo mo ba no ni pa no ba put right okay sama put right ka so na kan ye no kwe so pa mo no pia bonsin mo mo ko pa asem fembre ho nti e be so ho mo so yi mo adwuma yi and the woman saw a wagon say journalists or woman, journalists, obedience of Franco police station, police station, best home. Your best home. So, obey good journalists, not what the next party follow, if we came back from some moment to what kind of continue court, from here, what did Quafruco court know? Politicians in the Namasi.
May I say, Wakabia, ye jaw second, Fifi. Obeka Madiasa Asach. Yeda sipi yedo bibia oje brefre yase. Ebusia for enavie ensem bebre ne gu apno so ayeba abe doso mo na 2024 elections no ye de yatwe mu ne bete ne ye pe elections ne de beba so. What you say NDC o ma yi o running mate, NPP o ma yi o de be dia na running mate. O ma yi o flag bearers. NDC NPP obia any flag bearer. Why never be running mate? Ba umia running mate ye hwan? Mahama running mate hwan? Potential running mate for no wo ye hefo. Who partners who? Eti eno ya semwa ye ba be sinokoso na ye di ho nkomo. Na yi keta hye preka kan dream. Ho osa ya mampanyin na nadan kwakufu ado 2016 munyina amani tue ye monim sem. Se oba dewra na obo nyina ne se oba be fight corruption. But Yera Ishmael Yamson o se mampanya fili sa na tie anase we ebusirmuka Yera Ishmael Yamson so onye nipa atoa press freedom any attacks on journalists say ya na esegia na eji nsemo they say Ghana ye dia to scale no so atum say ye mu hwan ye hwan ya na ye hwan ba fom eti we ye Europon kroma ene ya bobo so wie ya bobo so kakra ne etiefo ache mema panelists no so abam ewo ho na yetime adi ho enkomo na ene enkomo twetwe na ene nsem aye ba beka no Yera Emmanuel Adote Alote ofri NDC abusuako mu Yera ya Sanita no ono so political analyst won ena ba beka me ho awie ya ye no omo ebehye nkomo twetwe na se ye hwe ne mo se NPP nsi anemu no ono so ebeba na wabeka ho na abomma na chese nkomo no etimi ayede ewo efi ha se Mr. Sanita no awie me ma good afternoon na what is that radias nyame de wa shira nyame so nyame shira me bi na le kwa so ngwana nyame shira na do ya so nyame shira na de nyame ayede nyame shira ye bi papa so de ne shira de onfa ehinta obi ato ubi wa kuma mu ye share attacks on journalists Era ko job on kroma chese it keeps worsening. Then as I say yenye. Edian yenye ni ye. I nitiama attacks on journalists. Ekwa na ekɔ from say yana essay. Edian na wasi to me ye. Said the bear sani menye to be.
I don't say. I'm in for a show. I'm in chair. What tea for no water for you now. I would say about media and the attacks etc. on the media now. Maybe a tram kwa na uchimu radio. Maybe I'll be one and I said maybe about GBC. Either GBC 1 or 2. Now those things were non-existent. So better say about journalists. But a mere ebe ni muno. The bedroom pempensua. Brofia and the media proliferation or whatever it is that they say.
Adosu.
Media space no nyini atre. Ama ende no sabe. Obi kura to me training them set up television station. Na will be me internet so ma nkrofo ehwe. Nti media landscape no asesa. But on the side of this country, I now made a document we made a Japadia document. For some reasons, today I will not read it, but it's in it. If you want to know why the media is being attacked, go and check it. But you see, I am surprised to say the Minister for Information, Roko John Ponkroma. To be very honest, I like him. I've never met him before, but I like him. The NPP came into government with an agenda over the media. Agenda to, as it were, coerce the media. Yes, for the party to stamp its authority on the media. And the agenda also is to ensure, say, media no right? They will induce you in a manner that you will be very careful. The inducement is not say the BIAMAH when I were a host answer, but they induce from the top of the media hierarchy. We are no free. Gone were the days when Sewuchimo Radio, Koto other GBC 1 or 2. We didn't have political media landscape. Now the political media landscape is overing the private media. Nanka you say a developer. We are no free. Private media na a developer. They became politicized because of who say one can kwaha weba ojuma begu. Enti ubehono na media no are towing a certain direction per a government in power. And the fact so I can say politicians have set up media houses. And even those that they didn't set up, they are intimidating and coercing them to toe their line. And unfortunately, my good friend Manasseh's boss, Uroko John Ponkroma, he has been penned down to lead in the media suppression through inducement and certain clandestine meetings, etc.
And on one Nasaba Bontibe complaint.
And nothing I make us say, oh, and to the Omoya crop of the John, I could say, we must understand ourselves, say, the media has been so politicized to the point to say, and now Omampani PA and a minister BP now Okoye, your friends and press release press acquire. They have people they want to invite, media houses they want to invite, and you realize that they will invite more, about 99.9% that they will invite are the media they claim are pro to them. And another government, same thing. But under the administration of Ronaldo Danko Akufo-Addo, the clampdown of the media, about 360 or so, were closed down, including one of the most formidable media houses in this country, Radio Good. A one media personnel, the training free buy, was closed down for years. And the Radio Good, Netebiano, and yet, or more to me, Uncle Renew, or more, your friend is saying, licenses or whatever it is. And then Omogu Grant, In this document, it is stated there black and white. Say, they will issue licenses to media no or more pro to them. And I say they will be friendly to them. Say they be or more SM project among. Into the same politician who is saying that the media is being attacked, and they are the same people who are now coming to say, oh, the media is being attacked. Why? Because we have all come to understand it. Say, the media attack is becoming too much. So somebody must find a way to come out to, as it were, onto Mfuturu Enguyaniso. I mean, this is not the first time we are talking about the attack on the media. It has happened so many times. And yeah, Nadia became the best. Unless a Murakiti Bibesh Yabeshe. So, what we need now, we don't become media personnel. No matter elsewhere in a friend saying abroad, even when there is war and the bullets are flying, the bombs are being thrown, you see media men being protected by even the military. Yeah. And indeed, they are clearly identified in their uniforms. Say, me a media person from here. But of course, I must also accept and admit, say, across the globe, because of the media landscape, for instance, in the US, the Democrats, they have media that they feel are pro to them. And your friend is saying, the other side, the Republicans also have media that they believe are pro to them. But in their own, they don't go attacking them like the way we do it here, physically, right? Intimame, one thing I would suggest is a clear identification of any media person going out there to cover a story. No matter how the situation is in terms of, say, be chaotic that place may be, the media must be identified clearly with that vest, Moshe, or Mudim Bon, say, be a neat FM representative. And then, this last week, there was this media, some encounter or whatever it is. I stand to be corrected. And I will say, Ufri, no, that's what the phone, my young phone, Raho. And or the phone, Rahona, a soldier free, say, about to him, and or see me film, so and so media. Now maybe a Kovama, so and so. There was no identification. Sankaya didn't know share neat FM, peace FM, okay FM. Right, Obana, exactly, identify. Na accreditation so born of course we to me ko print neat FM press whatever no I share the call so the friends and the accreditation must also be hanging around your neck plus your vest indicating say wo ye adwuma wo neat FM wo accreditation ye FM so wo card kire say wo ye worker e wo neat FM and no sini those things will make it easier for the media personnel to be identified so they it could do maybe a chaotic and crofo and to rough. But we must ensure, say, Juma. Say, what would do sabe come midnight personnel say Kim. As a matter. The engines were armor attacks in the air course without any, what the other so-called defamation suit a whole yenya. Say media personnel be publishing BBA for sumesi. Na omo nipano gidi no moja shu na ordinary court. Mame da bed what say obi di media person be court. Na media person wadi for. Na fine na nipa no de ne call say o person damage o twa to no. Ya ageda. What be that? Na media for no ya de obi court. Da be say your friend say mostly no ya na outsiders no and it's CSA be defamation and be into what media house. The last one I remember Ura Hakma Uswadima. I think he or the media house be was a chronicle. One of them be Echo Court. Now, or do a more court. Now, I'm saying, and Tansa or the bomb, which is 1 million, 10 million Ghana cedis or so. I remember very well, say, Okodibem. But as to whether Sasikano or Jaya, say, I know you're fetching, you're patch or so. Into the punitive measures that would have meted out to media personnel almost one misbehaving. And also, it is not coming until you see a whole radio station. I test super at me say anytime I get a forwarded picture in my group, I'm a woman, and a platform I'm also about a caricature of a beer the president and the vice president or not say any other candidate, I delete it straight. That's how I am. say in fact there are certain radio stations may say they are my friends but I will not go there because some ko tran ho na amene wo kasa munya ko transia atemdidi omudi ni raw omudi ni say a special eyeball to we obeke a special eyeball to we nyansa ni trim where Jimmy for if you invite me I won't come. You understand? Inti media no so omo nye circumspect.
Yen sanitize enipa
and exactly. And if that will be done, what?
National Media Commission.
But most of them,
I think that upon Kromakra called the attention of the government that National Media Commission needs a resources.
But if they have the resource and they will not enforce the laws are there. Just enforce them. You see, when there are laws, you don't need a cane to beat somebody. The laws are written. And for instance, TV so, because a lotto number so. Can the media commission say this particular station are closing it down?
Oh, say no only monitoring mechanism be the monitor and who say this is what is happening, this is what is going on.
It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. You may want to tell me say they don't
because I know say no a castle a fence you were monitoring a year the monitor who say uba ye monitoring room any every station be ye wo honom nti enim ne yekoso this is what is going on. No one say woman a security ya de amam ya attach to mo you know oma ko honom say this is what is happening ya chemo say sani mani ni ho.
Mami, I agree with you to a larger extent, okay. But in conclusion media commission they know what is happening in the media space to the point say nkola kokumnipa ya can say station we to the point say konfo bi yes
okay.
We know those
specifically
Chechima area no one no people are reporting these stations. What is media commission doing? Nothing. The laws they are there. Unless you want to tell me say resources they said here okay monitoring gadgets and they said them. Other than that, the necessary laws are there for them to cramp down on these people.
May I say alote
I mean
media
I mean chia eti for ewe na me chia me amenwa sanita ama me chia wonso
mejo so
na ale na uka say me bisa ora sanita no ewe bisa no no see there o kan say ewe ade no
your pon wa
oh bi da
your pon wa no bisa no
you attacks on the media mami him say issues no twofold. So na menuan kan no the media also has responsibility to ensure say there will be sanity. At the same time, government must also put in measures to protect the media. That's the National Media Commission. But under no circumstance should a media officer be attacked, regardless of the person's offense. And as a station in your Mokano, because why the attack on them? Obia Kanajin. I also subscribe to the fact say, program and I say discussing BBI, like young Crawford there. I don't subscribe to that at all. Wow. Ma paying for more. I also agree say kasemu and all that. But I don't think say it should get to the extent where the media officer will be attacked. And I say the media station, the media company will be attacked because what they say and almost stands when it comes to government issues, no, it's against the government. No. Because we're supposed to preach tolerance. Obia last time I can't say na obisi as Obia any maybe you call class 1. Because though it's the same syllabus GS they must even charge you know. Maybe I may call you know. Maybe you must start from middle. Or you must start from page 1. Whichever way you know. Obia and the way they were trained in their school. So the same way, we can't think alike always. And we can't say the same thing always. And for me, you know, I think the attack on the media stations and the media officers because of ABR, Nyomuka, and like doesn't go the same way for the government. And I say for a particular group of people, no, doesn't warrant say we're attacking Sanipano. And you see, it's affecting the image of this country. On say in for investment. almost na be brave. Most we apart from the political environment, almost the media and all those things. And he said every day we are sinking. A records no come from say Ghana Krobia, they attack media a lot. Media press freedom, no, and I say press freedom, no. And you cry because last year it was 60, and then it was 62. Today be a come from 30. And currently there are even countries are almost I don't know. There are issues over there, but in terms of the press freedom, so it's very bad. So regardless of Nianipa, we have to. One say mostly it's I think it spawns from the political arena. ABA media be ABA enkoye enfama the particular government also no. So you see government officials, you see party apparatchiks, the grassroots are attacking all these media personnel and any the media station. No. I don't think it's right. I mean, you are Senator no Ebonia, AC Radio go say no. I think it affected them seriously. Wow, affected them seriously because say there are rules say Nipano say one or two things. That's on here. We have to consider other things. In Crawford or money ejuma. On say no every advert. And your LPM ni advert na more no. That's where the money comes from. And then after so no company pays upfront. And she say I'm companies na here. I can almost move to and you also do the advert for them. Ni na kan na say you to make up bank loan. And they say me ba na say me say boado na me tia o chana. The same thing. Credit is allowed. Wow. Enti share in Crawford Radio go in the Muslim agreement those days when you na say you. Nti omo mudi kan nyina efa bro nya we yakoko because Radio has been closed. Nti can you chase me say you can't because the agreement I call you say okay every 3 months me will say na every day be album advert no na say won to me nye me say me do ka but I'll tell you stories. They are now coming up to sign agreement. They say really good I say new way be ya start you and they are suffering seriously. Now if we check other things say oh at least a creative job for some people. Omu correspondents other regions. Omu be juma and we are all Ghanaians. I don't know the day no yeah call him for. And
the media house so I training a lot of media gurus.
More all the pioneers. Ran there be mu nyina efa. Obia efa. Wow, inti we didn't consider all this now pam and we close it and other stations and then they have to go back. Some of the guys are they have to look for something elsewhere. So have you gone back to teaching and so on and so forth? Like what I'm saying, no matter how you disagree with the media, and as a journalist, there's no need to attack because we can't think alike all the time. Obia wanajin, Obia ekanajin. We must tolerate each other. And I think someone say sometimes they believe say we are better off. Your name Eche Obiano and also Ekaweno. If we assume say Obia wanajin, Obia look last night Obi can say Obi ebodam. Nti ya miadom no hatono nti na interview no see time on no board dam on kwan so sisa dia ma no hu say ye ya bodam ono hu say nia o ye no is the right thing no o sisa nchen ni use clothes ni niam of already say o see
but as alote mame some few minutes na me kwa homa so enkodi adwuma kakra Albert Mima good afternoon.
Yeah, me also mini aba.
Nampom to say.
Hello.
Hello Albert, me to won kapa na me bisa sempom to say. Hello Albert. Hello. Aha, ote menka. Aha, yes we ate won kapa. Enra Minister of Information raise concerns be about media attacks and as attacks on the media. Yes, they say no kwa na ekosoro ene ade a ha adwen enu ntia wo se yetimi ye bibi efa ho wo ye Ghana Journalists Association president asemi wo so mu say
tia with phone na and tia it's a travel for need FM and that's why you recording ya e bon abaso na e bra me say o hwe Honorable Minister of Information, last month, some of the two Japan parliament of the future CN na ye kase VJ and Chebia and I out the can say the Ministry of Information Minister Nakasa and ordin some two jaw of the future CN me statement be about out na ye need the describing as wobbling na family let me akano without any kind of fear or favor now say hesitation say the in summer or the two parliament as Enjano was solid, it was decisive and straight to the point. Just a summer na nim say as a minister of information maybe to the dana kasemu no and guess what can dada no you say it's better late than ever now so there are some what can the crown no na ye the kind to emra ye shefa ye bo is a shefa baso or conference center down the kusia de bi etwemu about 2 weeks Sunday you know ye the to just say ye friend saying ye who say who attack on journalists and assault on the on journalists and attack on the media and assault on journalists you know increase idea de bia no kosoro na the records be just say so far no we from Afia you see me any if you see better 4 years from 2020 the BBC to the not journalists stuff for attack you mo it be better 45 now 45 no na say ubo say Afibia no anka ya attack is a 12 for best enkron 9 journalists na osha busumia ebusumi a October ye free moon na otwebe bakum yinu ntam ni no busumi nko mu no we counted about 4 attacks on the media afibia no ohwe the average way na kafibia 9 but busumi nko ade we counted about 4 attacks and which say in the space of a week every week na otwibia no na say ya attack in some training and ya attack the media na eno na ama issue na be so worrying ama concern no kosuye na ma ye nyina no ama ye tu anamo a ye pese ye sisa de on kwa because si ye si anon kwan a o hwe yen records o hwe your position on the World Press Freedom Index so said the afibia science city in fie mienu tam ye ti free 30 ekoto 60 na afie twemu ye ti free 60 eba 62 na I say yasemia say as a say institutions are yet the sabi utumi asha onsa investigative body you can investigative body or more the prosecutorial powers to say the Attorney General and the Ghana Police Service has almost set it up now almost taking attack on the media almost taking assault on journalists as you can say as say as how now say from so na bonia emu true because many aba we do na obo say attack on journalists they say they see on UTV omo baba to say UTV was invasion on UTV obo say most of them are premeditated premeditated because ade omo trance adwe ho bo ho po asa na omo sia aba be this answer mo sem no it enye accidental enye ade obeka say oh yakwesia sabi samtroni anase samtrodu mekuo no esia ewo the juma yeni na esi now wait most of them are premeditated and untina as I say omo hu ne say nsamone from so a emu otu from so a as I say katamfu mu aso from so a as I say hu asotwe na ketu an go beyond misdemeanor iti ye go so ya bo minister abaso say what can the bigger assembly the second organ of the state abidwafie kase parliament house now what we can say menim for adwe abaso ma se bedwa for adwe abaso say as I say you hu ne say some traduma na ye no journalism is not a crime obi etu no ode no si ho so obasom ne man as some tronia is am trafo anka ye so no sabi yaketu ayeje any benefit ayeje anka so sanka ene one article 71 olders crowd the near place. I say, Juma at 71 olders, 80, no. If you are some trouble, you do a coma. And no, say, and more takia, na more, sabi, mu kunkunya, na mu prepare. What we are the link, we are the bridge between the government and the governed, or the governor and the governed. It is here the bridge, sabio the link. Da sabio amanfo nintem any one obu or mine nintem no. Samobu ya one and the message, one the carry message, one the carry the policies, one the carry on mine juma and bia na akoso moda mi bu fa so ma ye nuan bebrea ewo famantemu ho kaaye enya mi die ya ene nam so e de solicit for support ama enne nyamia duma ye nuan sabio o ma free danger mu a ye gusu a ye gusu a ye odi duty bearer say ye be pe kwan foforo bi so ana be pe bi foforo e de ama ye nuan no mantemu ama mo so mo ho atom enti se mo say bridge na o say the bridge na bridge ben na ode obefaso edon samaka koma manfo
Albert wakasa bebre na me before me fro no medican preamble kakra ebie telephone lines to mu emo ebisa o manfo se kwa ben ye befaso asate ya ye de Central for FM no ye betimi ayi afiri ho na eto betwa anampe so ebete kra na ene binum kansan Central for binum so edifa esan se ebinum de omo ho akọbọ amanyofo
ebinum ola ni mu twetwesi ba jo betima hwani
hello
ya ba cho kasa mi
aha de na me kan se be ansana me frɛ no be di kan preamble kakra ebie telephone lines na etomo ebisa o manfo se ensentrefo a ye bo won ye to hye won so ye ku won ne ade no kwan be ne ye befa so ma sa ade no afiri ho no mo anase eso ate amayen ene binum ka se ensentwefo no ensu bi efafiri yen because ebinom ho no mo de ho akwabobo ensentwefo efenza amanyofo wo mu didi amanyofo enase enti na ewo so oya ade a amayoni no epe enso na ebi a ekotia oman no enti ne sa no kwan ben na GJ musumu fa so aboa ensentwefo ebinom se na ebe ya wo mo nso sabeo wo mo nsa beso wo masi akidware na se wo man kwankoda amayoni bi ama mfa so ama sebe omo anu ankoyi wo mka ama sa nto hye so yi ankoba
tina eno na ye ka se on se ye gusua bodewuro ye gusua kaka ye ho kaka nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ sɛ edwuma na ye di no ye wo emra ye wo guidelines ana obroni bɛka sɛ ethics ye di edwuma no na ethics so akwakoye nsesɛe ye de to akwan mu a guide obibia ye even oba ye edwuma mu even under corporate setup and also corporate institution and in corporate government you be say workplace ethics it oba ye edwuma mu if be working conditions of service it oba ye central edwuma mu and that there your ethics of the profession code of ethics and your friend is saying the giba falls so almost more code of conduct it just say emre na ye emra a guide ya eboa ye e edwuma ye mu ti say o ye tatroni na udi dwuma emfa on entity a wonya emfa on bi akore odi an say odi e bomodi an say on sabeka the GJ code of ethics e ba kuma ku 23 afen so sabeka giba code of conduct bi na read na kenkan na tiasie na hu say you see oba oko sabi western countries na ye na eni amanyo sam no de e wo bebia ye nim say oko America bonton so a CNN ewo ye kan say ye nim say omo ye impartial towards ye from say Republicans omo ye impartial towards Democrats and uba ubi to say boys we force of one in the maniama omo so ye impartial towards the Republicans in the maniama but nina say you will be guided, and so we are guided. You have to be guided by the ethics of the profession. Say, na your political, you can say interest, and I say, o selfish interest, and I say, you waman your sema, and as a party, domino, and the do team, Emma unko overboard. Akwa se Ghana ni a se be commentator ye oni Black Star etukwan akọ obi ma so ekwa akodi ye fed say ekoma commentary. Mini aba between you and I se ye se Ghana uboze ne no where ne no conform go ne kontimi kan yi. On there's some kind of loyalty, allegiance, on some kind of patriotism but ye some trophy or ye commentator or ye say oka so say Ghana da form and ankofo na se Ghana and found say Ghana o free Ghana memu it will hear some troni na and found political party out down and found your interest and you be biano and so Saudi asam to be da say who can so na from you know you have to be very objective, verify fact finding any can say fact check very very important na say ye na sa na say na mama you so me in ga so no in some trade juma DJ no you start any training professional development any capacity building workshops ye di essential so me no ka say me about the entire o frame me enka na mu nyame no and ye ni US embassy I work Ghana abo ye kan say pa jumeje kesie bi untuma ye to the launch of DJ US embassy Ghana election 2024 project na o share etifia samna you say promoting peaceful journalistic media platforms ahead of election 2024 it is say you say you be making sure as in central for no ye platform ye ni ye jumedia ye di na no e be ye jumedia e de asumdue ebe ba emra ye 2024 mu a ye na ye nim say amanyo political parties even run down to the election cry omo yo internal election primaries presidential any sabio parliamentary ye nyina ye nim say NDC amanyo no omo parliamentarians already and na NDC for so akwakoyo presidential ye na nim nyema ekoko so internal contest in police and na tension a ba ye be piemu na nyame and dia fofi anka ho anka ibi ko anka ne asunji a ye dina anka nya da ambaso ti yabo ma baso so mu nyina so regardless of the tension, regardless of your friend is saying the political environment and the political tension they were able to they managed to sail through and they were able to hold a very successful primary and ama in our minor imwajo forma asunjia basane ye say 2024 na ye komuno eduma so die so asensem trofo yenim say there is tension. In fact, our democracy is a test. In fact, it is a test case for Ghana media. It's not a democracy, no. Now, share injuma abba, any findings abba, in some intel that you're picking say, your democracy ni be seki kakra. And no ti se be seki dia, ye be den ya di democracy ni si Ghana na just ye ba democracy na kebima min kebia. Now we are very edikai ewo bibi memu nyina ana bibi man nyina ehwe Ghana as the gateway enu ntino nsem trofo ye tu yon fo se ye dwumedi a ye bedi ye ewa amanyosem kwa so ye reporting. In fact, when we are to cover sensitive national assignment to say elections ye nyano kwan ya ye nyina no ye di asundwe beba isan say unia ye say you have the freedom of speech and the responsibility in them, and you have to do in them. You have freedom of speech and don't say, Kona Kokan wa dream, baby, oh freedom, and right, and then all obedience so essential. It we have to be circumspect. Ye di tumano. Then you say identity, Usha project I launch here. Yeah, but the things I'm trying for my munina. We are targeting a number of journalists. Me how many more than 500 journalists in Babette Tiom. I know because you got share here. Ewo we fragmentem uti and a voter region. Me know because busua and then out here here. If you are you call another you divide on mine no you divide sabi we Ghana mind into 6. You the scientist you know ebe ko bibia na ya tete kwanya ye befa so a ye bedi etuma the ethics of the profession, how to promote the peaceful journalistic media platform. Vienna, as I say, si ye kwa kokova election na ntetie ben ye hia the limitations, your boundaries. I say you share the integrity of the election, the processes, transparency issues, and why necessary declare result. In terms of you need to say declare result. Yeah, near the actual is provisional, but near call by Okoloa, it is a cocoba say onipani edi to me na senensa. The electoral commission, the EC chairperson now, to me say, as I say, o declare abano. So the need the aba betuja. Na koba say ne o dia odi tuja bo bra. Nipa kai hunu nipa we di si wo mo. Kai hunu say betimi de onye de aba.
Yeah.
They say Ghana for the dodo na e wo tidie e wo samtro dwumanim. They say despite group, they say NIT FM. Unia minia ba tidie amafo wo mu dwuma wudi. Say na wo ka say ne wo ka say afia ebesi mi party e ne be wini a. Omo di weti na
Asamaba.
Asamaba. It is so tina no man ko wini a. Hey, my BIAMAH and I say we di sibuye. Na say mo be say mo say asama ma BIAMAH kan ne nya no kra nan na de oyeni ekoba.
Albert ye fa enkomo emrewe na mebisa say anya bia GJ sensantwefo bi fomo a apart from say bia ana obi etete sensantwefo ya yakaya apart from say be report yakọ NMC apart from say mo be issue statement ewo ho no GJ as a body who mechanisms bia what the correcting sensantwefo what the twe o maso
Osha ye GJ constitutional ye di edi jumana article 40 41 42 ema ya kunya ema ya establish bibi efreno ethics and disciplinary council na ethics and disciplinary council no eye ye council kuwa constitution no edi tumia so monsa akwakwa se NMC body a omo tumi say they could to call out reckless journalists defiant of professionalism omo di omo tuma sebi journalism trophy ni say yen kofo ni bebre reckless na say journalism troni bi ekodi tuma na fa kwan so a apart from NMC no ubetimi so atro about the ethics and disciplinary council of the GJ it's that say your bones them trophy say you attacking the media you plus them trophy even odie yema all stakeholders and condemn say GJ emba outa anu begu ye so saa and a GJ for there no moka and the GJ for nka then a GJ for omada GJ for it omo tran then is 24 hours GJ make am hwe it is a per se say you attacking some juma na say GJ etimi sorry na etimi tina some trouble etia e say so di so ye mudi ni di ema ye constitutional tap say ethics and then this right committee ye papa atentande eda no ye papa kosi prat okambi ye papa ye mame lawyers lawyer tanko lawyers for so ye won penifo say me bu ka say me bobodi na omo no mo te jumedie na say it's not say constitution ma kwan say you need a lawyer with not less than 10 years in practice to be on that committee.
Wow.
Yes, it is. Nina, because we did that consider the composition of that committee. And you know, say the young GDA in some trouble, do me call GDA mono. Say to be fuma, say there are several remedies. Yankasa ye constitution, the Krama Yakunya, and my take several remedies, take some disciplinary action. They timid check in some tronicro, I mean, Sabio do me no ason. It's a NMC kwa. If you are crana. Court was sabio say criminal if you justice through criminal prosecution. We can take several remedies, which is the civil processes. You make my file civil action and take compensations and all that. If you also are to me I want to say, Nibiaba, your weapon can see what the entire man for the be attacking and phone. The entire man attacking any Nansomia. Weapon any platform now otesono. Two now kitano. Platform now otesono. Two me now kitano. Sabi sabranche. Echen get engineer or traweso. Echen sabi police near or prosecute. Echen sabio mlenim near or yeden or ti babeju sabi juma or samra. And nothing your friend say your kase uba say protocol say the pen is mightier than the sword. And you know, weapon obi sɛ wowɔ weapon no na wɔnyi so ne yie na wode abuse wode atake nipa binom a ɛsiane sɛ ɔnni saa weapon ɔnni saa platform na ɔno nso de bɛ atake wo no ɔbɛba wo so physical nti we have the weapon sɛ ntwerɛfoɔ sɛ wɔndi dwuma yie if you act recklessly na sɛ one act with circumspect yɛwɔ tumi sɛ yɛbɛtumi either say call out those who the perpetrators of the attack and calling out and say yɛbɛtumi blackout yɛbɛfrɛ yɛdwumekuo ne platforms a yɛwɔ tumi ɛno ne tumi a yɛwɔ no ne yɛ weapons ne yɛafrɛ m sɛ ɛfiri nnɛ ɛkɔ yi media dwumekuo nyinaa institution yɛnka ɔm asɛm obi ankɔ report wɔ hɔ obi a wo a wobɛkɔ wɔ akɔkɔ ɔm asɛm kɔkɔ report wɔ hɔ no yɛgye yɛtwe yɛ ho yɛne wo ne dwuma bi adi wokɔ na sɛ bɔne bi weto a na bɔne to a mɛmfrɛ yɛnregyina wɔkyi afei so no yɛbɛsa mede to dwa bɛɛ sɛ na atwe mmienu ntam ni ɛmena yɛyɛ yɛawɔɔs ne sɛ yɛde mmara yɛde nneɛma agugu akwan mu ɛyɛ yɛfrɛ de sɛn yɛbɛ out plans yɛbɛ sɛ yɛcreate monitoring team yɛcreate committee monitor all the media spaces all the platform akyi na saa deɛ no a yɛyɛ no yɛyɛ ɛde atwe nsɛmkyerɛfoɔ a ɔmoyɛ reckless nsɛmkyerɛfoɔ a ɔmondi ɔmodwuma ɛwɔ kwan papa so those who act unprofessionally and we will call them out yɛbɛba yɛde ɔmodin bɛto dwa yɛbɛcall them out yɛbɛtwe ɔmo aso na yɛbɛma ɔmo ahu sɛ ɔmodwuma na ɔmodi no ɛsi so aso bɔne bi ba ɔmo so a yɛgyegye no we will not be there for them and we will make it public.
Okay.
It's me the foul way no we feed the so I'm obi bi ehu say and you say yeah to work can ade bia no you be bones and trouble for about attacking the trouble for now they will go after the political parties we go after the security agencies we go after the perpetrators we go after individuals and institutions yeah so young call for no someone do omujuma ya we will go after them and we call them out.
Let us say Albert me that say we
me that say me tia mu nyina
yo I was here for Albert Jumfor, a president of the Ghana Journalists Association, and I'll see no bo and como press. You say attack on the press. I am Sembe Afibia a sort of Afibia a so at a conform as a Ghana, a modern bo, see a bed bonds and for a mobile, a tosini eba. I'll temperature to our common so nafi. Young queen.
Let me say. President Akanina. Like I said, no matter the differences, there's no need to say attack any press officer and I say a media station because near all cano different from AB and near what you expecting to do. Now, maybe me say baby, I think that I wanted to ask you because but the case and say time I know say GJ more dues be a mutia. ABS out here, some of the workers no, welfare no here pa. Some of them, and you see, also beside the question, be say some of the journalists no join any political parties. It's about the welfare no. Near ABA, any man no, it's what. Maybe I know most of them they are really suffering. And the way Nagrat ni not for it to make you reduce. I can't see not more. On high pitches. It means see hostels. And if you go to Lagos, they have TF hostels. Or more financial services in
I think they have one hostel. Is a hostel and a hotel and a baby war Ring Road. Not.
And yes, not height. Our money rent here. They are making revenue and all that. It is a president here. You can look at it from the DCI Multiano. One person financial expert now. Something should come out of it to support because if who can carry training in Ghana say Aketian Eswa, the political party be so mimuna say challenge be this every month now come here. Obeka. Wow. Into show on so.
Meda sipe. I think Akwaba.
Mejoso.
Now empom to say.
Boko.
Ebusian for Atik Yakubu of the NPP Wababe Kanye ho ewa has say your quick comment on attack on the media.
Well, I think that no matter the disagreement, that usually we the presenters of political parties, because that's where you usually are. We the presenters of the we the reps of the political parties. No matter the disagreement that we have with the presenters, I think we should find a way. We can dialogue about it.
And I
have more personal experience. One of the TV stations I remember saying about him. Now, we call him more like also home. Journalism in a way that so we political analyst and as a political representative of Oko station bia when we say we neutral we NDC for there we AMP for there it's something that we cannot deny.
Oh, okay.
Mr. It's something that we cannot deny. There are certain presenters are okokra now. O communication broker me for say akwawe de oye NDC new enti say ya o interject you will need influence o kakra me enti. It is there. We are all, you're politicians. Okay. So we profile, you profile your amount for. That's the work that we do. We profile.
So when you profiled me, what did you find?
Or maybe you are yet to. So we profile and get to know the stand of the person. And to be on man or back studio home or preconceived mindset be out there. Say, nipa way there, they make it be no, be fun to say. And as now make I say, I've had two experiences. Okay. There's one station in Bonidi. Now, I quite say, I'm going to say me ba, I'm going to say me bojenti. Now, I don't know say on one I created text messages now. And he menant na sepe na me making submission. Then they attempt to know, and he reads the insource.
Wow.
Attempt to know kind to me. Like okay, whatever I guess so you don't have sense. I mean you are empty, not okay. And to one time be topic different. And tonight, I say we are made to keep the partisan side, but with the national view. And already messages in the baby, create messages. Almost started at him the day. You na also talking kind of the day. But I'm saying now, what you should mama. You do feel I'm sending a long text message. I'm catching say, yeah. So say, young panelists be the day on what you shouldn't also be reading text messages that are insulting. Me at your station, me to on you. But as a person, no, I have integrity and reputation, and I have to also protect that. You see, so we a politician. That's why I'm for you anymore. For my over the period, no, you lose that kind.
You become useless.
You lose that appeal to people. To catch and say, "Unia, Mr. Saturday way there." About 2 weeks now, but the next time I noticed that there's been changes. He never read those insulting text messages again. Okay. And there are so many ways that we can dialogue. Even with MPP and NDC, there are times that we finish the discussion and outside, we talk to ourselves. Let us find a way to Jojo, say we are present and idea and I know that. We should find a better way of talking to the presenter. So, Mr. Rawa, deal with the as a entry. And no matter on understand now, there's a level of consciousness. When it and also similarly, even say Obiano say we are or Boko has here, he or she would like to protect his work some way somehow. So say Anyan the Krana Obedrin. So maybe they are Nipana Kayano. Maybe Odi bem. Then no started begin to started changing the ways. So it is young political panelists, and the presenters, we should find a way of addressing issues. And because this kind of policies are now MPP need NDC ni atem, NDC need MPP ni atem no. I think it's gradually it's a free system. The only enemy to both MPP and NDC activists is hunger. Yeah, that is the only enemy. And say power. What you do is that you reach out to him. When power changes, because nobody will be in power forever. Whatever it is, one day, the parties in power will be in opposition, and the parties in opposition one day will also be in power. So that kind of politics in there, we have gone past that with us in MPP and NDC. Okay. So even if they like with reports now could upon Kumade to Jano, if they like, they can check the attacks, whether it's usually MPP and NDC or MPP against MPP presenters against MPP panelists against presenters or NDC panelists against presenters, then we can be able to assess very well and now we all advise ourselves. Because over the period, one thing that I've come to realize is that gradually we are losing that kind of neutrality.
In our presentation,
on
the part of journalists.
On the part of journalists. Gradually we are it's being lost. And then so Bisami say, English speaking stations, I should mention one journalist, make us neutral or similarly neutral. Because my name is Kukumu. The only person I can mention for the English speaking radio station, Bernard Avile. I don't see anybody I can mention again. For the three speaking stations, there are a couple of them. Oh, you see,
media personality.
Presenter.
Maybe you know somebody from Joy and I say
somebody on any day I would say Bernard Avile is able to be
in between.
And you see there is an interesting thing with today's journalism. I say more editorial more on issues. And to pick the issues, instead of picking the issues, going with the data, then being on the middle line. There are certain issues on them where they are off. It is to the left, and you have to take your stand. But certain issues they have to analyze well. No, they preempt, and as almost a shared money in the way that they take a position, and their position is what informs the listeners. Because there are a lot of people who want to tell me, and will say anybody who sits behind the mic is intelligent, until they begin to fall for that. And that is what the MPP and the NDC panelists see, and they have problem with it. Because topic never discussed Nangasano. While already Nangasano, what listeners mind to one side. And he said, "Oh, Bana so so I mean, we are defending because we are eating. We are defending the NDC is defending because it is a political party." So the media has a lot of work to do, and a lot of work to do will also depend on the presenters.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let's move on. 2024 national elections. They say Obia NDC NPP. Obia the presidential candidate is left with your friend is a running mate issue. So who partners Baumia and MAAME criteria and saying and I am sharing na me bisa last Tuesday. Na me bisa say then na say 2024 elections no ye best home ye begina so a debate to go into the elections. Ghana for behwe no and ye gina so aka say asumasi obomoden wa ha obente obomoden wa ha inti we na eye criteria ye gina so a debate on the 2024 elections na yetimi ato aba edi ayi obi last Tuesday na me discuss here no na your friend is saying running mate issues so about beto you Mr. Tano me shall say e dey first because I want a political analyst analyst
why shall say
the political analyst analysis on this.
We dey party fake say we so mo no mo ko yi o mo crop.
Wo dey fa wo dey bra e ma me ansa na ma 20 parties no.
I mean difficult, but
difficult in what sense, Mr. Tano?
The running mates that are to be selected, especially regards
because a Dr. Mahmoud, okay, former President MAAME, for instance, because on Nomudi Kaitwaba in May, Eddie, as flag bearer of the NDC, Eddie be a baby bano, men kai too, former chief of staff, Mira, Beba, Julius Debra, and Nidin Ebaye. ena ye maame Jane Professor Jane Nana Opoko Agima ono so ni din ebeto dwa.
Maame over Julius I don't know mum but me mama nka se me hye na no.
Aha.
Because
the din be drop ya hu ayi nyina.
Yes, e din ne bae no. He came out to debunk it. He wrote, in fact he issued a statement.
Enyo no na e kan o. NDC fo ne bi e na e ka se ono so ye potential running mate.
And I was one pet.
Was one pet.
Yes.
Hey.
Now, Nkropo organized a walk in his name.
Yes, I remember.
Right? But the man came out respecting his boss and the status quo. He came out to debunk it.
Okay.
And for me, as I sit here and pay my observation regards NDC or move vote or munyaye to claim back about 30-something seats into their phone. Now I was also a witness to campaign Professor Jena no Pokwajima. So much changing one. Or much better.
Even so, I'm on home denso.
A modern ben now, person. So on Adabio, and Kawanya then. Party na ne MPs are dwindled to about 106 or so. Now running mate a no. For the first time, probably in the history of Ghana, sounds to be correct.
A female.
Female. Now one trans you. Problem for and following who campaign now all year. This woman was, in fact, she taught across the whole country, every constituency. Because of her, there were a lot of time. Mahama say girls for Mahama and Sadomana. This time around, a man who come because of that woman. At least I witnessed a lot of them in Techiman, Cape Coast. Juma, Mami, or na Oba. And I do this, you say 12 something and some of that be doing the hotel. You understand? And so one follow the next course NDC, any MPP more. You may want to say, a beer, during time of your running mate. And Jane, look, the woman worked. And sincerely speaking, for those seats to have gotten back, of course, you will not rule out the campaign team are now back John Mahama. And the fact that John Mahama took one part of the country, then the General Secretary also took one part of the country. And now Omoto. At the same time, now Jeduna no Pokwajima, Professor, and also another part of the country. Until the woman really worked hard, and she has not relented on her effort in terms of NDC. Consistently after they lost the election, she has been on the ground going to every function that should have been attended either by the former president or whatever. Function beer, as I say, okobino, oko. Why yes, I could pim a your friend saying, flood here, everywhere she has been there. The woman has portrayed, say, well, formidable. We and if you have. What I would personally want to do is to analyze their capabilities, their personality, what they have done for society, how society looks and sees them in their eyes, how the international community views those people, right? That is how I'll analyze it. And if you look at Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, who has been a minister of education before and an academician for that matter, the first vice chancellor, female vice chancellor, double AO, first female vice chancellor, first female running mate in this country, possibly to become the first female president in the country.
Yeah.
Ne laurels, ne credentials is of no match.
Yeah.
A man, but the women did well in this country.
Oh yes.
To the point that vote ma a friend say NDC no. I would have wished
massive.
Yes. I would have wished we have a system. Digitization, yeah.
Getting quality and results.
Quality you say ma because say US the will address Bibia within no man. But we'll come to a time ye be who say MAAME BIAMAH akoto but and yes be within keke but you say female voters omo so much. Male voters omo so much anka e be hu de e be si. E man no mo nkasa omo diti omo ntra anka once a party bi ayi female your friend say running mate no. E man no krompo na nkasa omo tu ne boom na omo nso omo ntra omo nkasa omo ba.
Interest the name be ko
yes because obabia wabada
because ye kan ya hunu ba bia mfi etim fei no Ebi kura na omen ye nkoso so baby.
Yes, seriously speaking. Oh, that is true. That is very, very possible. Indeed, for me, to change Professor Nana Jenupoko Ajman and the NDC for Nature
will spell doom for the NDC.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
Because you see, there's one thing if you haven't brought her at all before, and there's another thing that you have brought her once. I'm sure that the NPP will be waiting for a time when they will change Nana Jenupoko Ajman. I'm saying, you understand? Almost out of the campaign saying this for more pay massive. No more coffee or baba, no more person, more use no more dampen. Politics there, anything they will say anything to gain political points. The woman performed at her ministry. She has also performed as a
presidential candidate. Okay. Vice Chancellor.
Yes, she also performed as a presidential running mate in terms of campaign. And she has performed across the globe as an academician, received so many awards. She's been invited to so many international gatherings. Mameno, she's known, well connected. And she said, what can say me profile and as a men profile me running mate for the NDC? Meka say na Professor Nana Jenupoko na se u free one ba MPP
Dr. Mahmoud Baumia one na be running mate no Dr. Opoku Prempedian ba na no kra de omo the education minister ni phone na de boyi bebo Ghanaian Times mu se ono ye potential ya teke no se ono Dr. Seye Adutwum ono na eba ebi se hwan mpo kana Japan ebi se John Kuma da bi John Kuma da mentiri ebi so John Kuma di abem ani asem na critical enti bizata no
you see, so by MPP did more.
No, I'm call a presidential primaries in our support Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. It wine often say or partner no bet me aboa.
Omo dear peering, I see it as greed in the first place because Omo they have even started fighting. Right? And Omo Achitafu and so no, who are those who are the unofficial lobbyists,
yeah.
I'm also as said in the India, so Mokropo no Mokonto. But you see, a dear who will be good central for papers, so a crater, so another pay, a best and so on and no man. Dr. Oduchum, unfortunately, maybe he has acted similar like Julius Debra. I stand to be corrected by Matthew issue, so I bet can't say more so. And I say what Chura Abba say, or no one can be biasa, right? And can say, oh, share because you see, some of us sitting behind, we have monitored we are moving Abetojano. Their minimum, we've monitored their public utterances,
pronouncements,
their pronouncement, their lifestyle, how they handle people, how they relate to people. Some of us have profiled all these people, and I consistently say, Samuel Oku has disappointed me. And has disappointed the youth in the sense that this particular contest no and can throw bibia to abonten ka say meso bekobi and can be ja ebeto but they have been made they've been cowered into submission say mususa and me you see me and then Michelle
maybe our train 2028 it will come out they say so or parliament. So a step at a time. Oh, yes, so fit to preocup our say moja and eba.
Started so upon the scene.
Maybe I know 40 no. It could be.
If that is the only reason they are fine. But I can break on so they see it in the
but maybe I know you 40 no.
Na sami so nya 40 and san kan correct. Yes, all your boy pa.
Wala ne dos.
I know from Lagos those days.
Anya me gwa me onya 40 anya me gwa.
Chief was 40 late last year or so. Yes. So yeah.
You see,
Chief Lotoma.
I know them from Lagos. I know them.
So I am expecting people like that, but
maybe I will not target 2028. Definitely he will come.
Targeting both the youth, I think, will be supportive of him.
Okay.
Now, Oba Omo Begu a pronachi to partner. Your friend is saying, "Ura Baumiano." It didn't back up to Jay Apostle Pukuyana.
Ono so ya, ni didn't buy. Hey.
NPP for nim na omu nim na omu ko fa papa we. First of all, omu gu Pentecost asori no. That is number 1.
How?
Mami,
sir, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ye remuni. At least omu pe Kristo ni de ne bata no ho a. Safa.
Religiosity and family.
Where the National Cathedral ho ase. No ye adwuma mampanyi di asa ne safo.
Mami, any nkasem no I fa ho papa.
Then ne fa ho.
Hey, chairman of the national the
na mampanya di adwuma sha won sa wonye.
Mampanya adwuma sha won sa na won say adwuma no senke adwuma no ye de ntro na twa foundation.
Senke ne de he.
National Cathedral you dis baba so. Anyway, my men car almost say crane na si ho no. Ne to no wo kwan ne mu. Blocks na ye dey balance no. Wa ye be ya be bo biti so. Nti because inframa no eponframa no e be korodu as time goes on because the place is idle. Na omunko tutu crane nfi ho na abebu anto obi so.
Na me that found never no
see mama. Me fa manum see me ala. Nti owura poku nyina de omonto omo adwum kura. Because he has failed Christians, especially Pentecost. So I chairman of that dubious Nanado's Cathedral. We are no free. Yeba ora na poso. From the general outlook and people's comment about him, he's arrogant. Right? We are no free. For some of us, what we have heard, say he's not receptive at all. And now Minister of Education, and now ura between deputy no so no. Ye nyina ye de ye hunu ya. Ye te ntokwa na ekọ bakery na ekọ so wo omumienu entem. Nti me owura na po ni ye de ne beba because we are Santinia. Me well and this phone be decided. Me but me I will not endorse him. And owura bakwin the funny say owura chairman Sambos.
Ono so dia bam.
A highly experienced politician. Kwabra jedu be on the anchor the second na be bombos nti oba owura chairman Sambos so a highly experienced well and cool collected individual nti ono ana owura ya aduchuma ono so oba ye ncheye these two their demeanor has a certain phrase catchphrase when and I say if one of them is picked na ma so owura kojo ponkroma so din wo ho as a youth no and also he is somebody I would have vouched for right but per this document at BIAMAH Ikurame Japade which they have implemented to the letter, I've seen that he's been used to this point. In fact, now I was expecting say time where Owura Lanchemate resign and can trade a big pank be consider no young consider no right into probably I would have voted for him for his youthful age just so the youth will also have that confidence to aspire to be in higher positions. We are no free now my ba Bakwin. There's a gentleman in Dinkan, but no, I don't know him personally. I can't. Is it John Kuma? I don't mean this
is the first time I'm hearing it.
Yes, and public me following it too much, so I don't want to comment on his name about. But so far, the two are me who, and I bought Mami Freeman so Edin.
Chief of Staff.
Chief of Staff. Memeti Jolu, ye campaign mobile abragu. And na metiana me bo MPP achi a and gensa me bo mochi keku. Mami Frema. Ya power Jolu. Powerful.
And now you're the campaign manager.
Me say na me check campaign manager, but of course on kai because you hear say your coaching saba. Na say ske ode ma onkrofo no mudi anim no. Ye nya dokron bi adi. Those days I believe a bit top there's a drinking store top something na jaya kwaji e be evidently of course e be on kai but this is somebody some of us worked for when I used to live at Joel. Okay. And then on kai on also the draba but also I stand to be correct my TV say on kai
okay
and interest says
on kai now when you're interested and
only asem no more but behind the scenes no Ebi a no
power play be
so far no my pick will be 2 Chairman Sabonsu and ya Oduchum being fair.
Okay.
Being fair.
Okay. Me that say. Afi I think Mame.
Okay. I think first of all you have been making a submission. He made a submission based on his on understanding as a political analyst.
Yeah.
And I do respect that. But then yes, all political parties, you target your votes.
Will be all the votes beba.
Yeah, that's the
grassroots.
That is the essence. That is the essence of running mate.
Okay.
To bring the votes.
Okay.
From other side, because the countries in a way say you're the northern bloc and the southern part of it. And over two religions are a massive following, Christianity and Islam. That's we from the MPP side. That is what we look at.
Yes, in selecting running mates, and yeah, about the personality, no keke.
No, that me say he will make it as an analyst, but I will also look at it from the vote. Yeah, you look at your votes, who brings the vote in, because no matter how good the person is, now when to me, I'm for vote now about on board. The most his or her essence as a running mate. Then it just meant that who they you just fulfilled a constitutional clause. Said there should always be a running mate to a presidential candidate. That's what you just fulfilled.
As making sure say no.
That is another issue. So you look at who brings in the vote, and bringing in the vote, you look at electoral gains of the party. Okay. Both MPP, the MPP and the NDC being our political opponent. Look at their gains over the period and see where you get a running mate from. Who will come and appreciate certain votes? Patriot myself. It's the side. No, you look vote. Who brings in them? Who can bring the most votes?
Upon all the names are IPP.
From all the names are IPP. Let me say I will not make an endorsement of anybody going for a running mate. Okay. Reason being that now the people going for a running mate has called me said the entrance in the ending home. But at
the end of the day, at the end of the day, it lies in the hands of the presidential candidate to select somebody. And
it lies in the hands of the presidential candidate to select somebody, but the presidential candidate will also have to do his analysis.
Because me can't see some say bra Mampanya Nekufuado Ebano. Oko pick Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Yeah.
Why 2012 for
2008.
Oko pick no. Na mo kase munim Baumia. A lot of the grassroots did not know him. But Okopekeno. And the question, did it affect the party positively or negatively? In the short term, negatively. To be honest, negatively. Okay. Because social northern region, vote NDC, DBT northern region. In 2008, northern region, I say, actually, Chimako, Savannah, and northeast, NDC, ABT with 80.4%. And the MPP, even 20%. Okay.
In the northern region, that's in the election 2000. But over the period, he, the vice president currently, had to also work hard to cement his name.
Okay.
It is a OSHA 2012 election. Voter Yenya or northern region, NDC, DBT or northern region, they had 64%. So it tells you, say, the votes are diminishing. And you can't tell me that BIAMAH didn't have a hand in it. Nobody can convince me in that. You have to bring a contrary view, a contrary opinion, like the fact that BIAMAH didn't have a hand in it. In 2016, you call elections, no?
Yeah.
Voter
which brought you to power?
Which brought us to power. Voter NDC, ADBTA or Northern Region, with BIAMAH as the running mate, and President Mahama as the presidential candidate of the NDC, 58%.
Wow.
Yeah. So from 80 point something percent
at that time.
From 80 point something percent to 56%.
Oh.
So you agree with you
gradually,
gradually, it was diminishing NDC's vote. Even when they had a president from the same region, and he came from the same region with that same president, certain president. Okay. In terms of parliamentary gains, as running mate to President Akufo-Addo in the 2020 elections. Seat NDC nyai or Northern Region 9. It's a much no. Yes, when you're 9.
Wow. Chimpe
or Northern Region. A bin Sida. Because 2008 now only 4 seats of the whole Northern Region. 2008 now 4 seats. But he said, I buy about Northern Region. You're 9, almost 9. Savannah Region, Omunya 4, Yenya 3. Northeast Region, Omunya 2, Yenya 4. There be northeast, there be no northeast, no northeast, no. It's Savannah Region. We are talking about Savannah Region. No, it's not true because we are leading you with 1 seat and the whole Northern Region combined, the former Northern Region combined. So it can't be the case. 4-2, 4 for MPP and 2 for NDC. So when you put all of them together, NDC was 16 seats in the old Northern Region, Yakabom, Northeast, Savannah, and the Northern Region. MPP has 16 seats, NDC has 15.
Okay.
So, running mate now, Beijing, the person should also be bringing something on board. And it shouldn't be just a person having a good person matters. But at the end of the day, the vote is what matters the most because political campaign is a serious business. You are investing so much money into it. And at the end of the day, you get a good person who also couldn't give you the vote. So you should get a good person who can also give you the vote. But right, myself. And we members of the MPP, now the majority of us hold the view say the next one should come from Ashanti region. Because so in data, the 2008 election, first round no, no. Now I just 24,000 or 23,000 votes. Now Akufo-Addo I break 8 no. But we lost. Second, you second round, we lost. And we lost with about 40,000 votes to the late Professor Mills. In 2012, saying somewhere like 73% or 74% in Ashanti region, we would have won the elections. In 2016, your core elections, we got about 73% in Ashanti region. So it tells you that it's a region that we can just not take for granted, both MPP and NDC. Interestingly, so the nominal figures are NDC and Ashanti region in terms of just raw numbers without a percentage. NDC gets more votes in Ashanti region than they get in the voter region.
Repeat that again.
When we come to the nominal figures, say 1, 2, 3, and a percentage, NDC any more votes in Ashanti region than they get in the voter region.
How?
Yeah, because voter in Otino, it's not true for that one. But for now, yeah, Chemono, into Oti, 100 and something thousand a year from.
Oh, okay.
So
you get a voting.
So in terms of nominal figures, and NDC gets more votes in Ashanti. Okay. So you will need a candidate from the Ashanti region who can consolidate your gains. And whether you like it or not, you see, President Akufo came from the Ashanti region.
Yeah. Make it general say NPP is an account party.
And that will not be wrong. To say NPP is account dominated because Ghana itself is account dominated because 47% of the population are accounts. So if you have a political party that was formed down south and you have the leading members of the party coming from a particular tribe, it is just normal by affiliation that people will go towards that line. It is just the same as in Rawlings was a military dictator, 92 decided to contest, and you have the whole voter region supporting Rawlings. So now, even when the wife decided to contest, the voter region still voted massively for the NDC. It tells you that some political parties and some tribes, some tribes have taken some political parties as part of their culture. Because there are certain places that when you go, you mention your name, they tell you, and I didn't say now where the party. I mean, we get that all the time. It's a fact that we need to state. So in choosing a running mate, you have to get a running mate who brings good votes. You have to get a running mate who brings good votes on board. Now, Emra Brian Okasanoka say for the perception that Napo is arrogant and there's a perception out there. Maybe he has not experienced him and he's not receptive. Emra Nokasan, he spoke about Sameh and said, I've been Sameh's special assistant since 2013.
Wow.
Yeah, so I know him. I know what he's talking
That's
about.
why you were able to state categorically.
Yeah, I know.
He'll be 40 next year.
Yeah, I know what he was. I know what he was. I know what he was talking about.
Okay.
You see, Sammy, for instance, you meet him out, and he's always smiling. We do not think he's smiling. We are all different people. Maybe now people will be out doing that. I'm afraid. Hey, I be at him. You do a demon now. I never did. We show him. Maybe Sammy will meet you and make a joke out of it. So we are all different people. We all have ways that we take issues. Yeah. And see, I believe that in time, in case that Napo is chosen as a running mate, his team will have a lot of work to do. Like I've told some of his boys.
But does he appeal to the grassroots of the party?
When you're looking for true party person, I'll tell you it's Napo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, true party person. Among them.
What about Sechi Mensabons?
Oh, he's also a true party person. But you see, when you talk about party person, who said Napo is able to hold on to his region. Whether you like him or not, he holds on to his region, and he has held it very well respected in his region. So you can also debate that maybe in the other regions, the rich and hold on. They say maybe other people. There are certain personalities in policy that their rich goes across the regions.
Looking at all these names across into the media, they say at the end of the day, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ain't choose anybody from these names. Oh,
you'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised in the sense that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will not make the decision based on his own. We see the decision starts from his inner circles. And looking at his inner circles.
Because the entire makers are no makers me bisa sembi and no entire me bisa. President Akufo-Addo or naming a running mate no. Or one naming or based on India na at that time no epia bonti so we bet me I go somebody out. Not anybody.
No America so there are two different people. Mahmoud Bawumia is a different person. Akufo-Addo is a different person. Emrana Mills, a running mate in 2007 for the 2008 elections. He went for somebody who was relatively very young. Okay. Somebody from Parliament to consolidate his hold, and he chose somebody from the northern region, a dominant tribe. Not being a running mate because he knew what he was looking for us at that time, and we can't deny that. In 2008, John Mahama brought that youthful vibe into it. You can't deny it. So everybody, but Mahama choosing a running mate today is rather looking for somebody from the Central region and a woman. We'll be having a view on how he goes by it. That's what I say. With the people around Dr. Bawumia, that is the inner circles of him, with their commentary before the elections, and maybe after the election, which might not be public, I have an idea who maybe it might be on if you are going to look at the inner circles around him. Yeah, I have an idea.
Okay.
Yeah, but the idea in there. No. I wouldn't like to go there.
But as reality,
Mami,
I hope so. Also, bad dwelling much on the NDC side.
Oh,
as
yes.
Yes.
But I'm say Oba political analyst on for the NDC side he has settled for Prof.
Oh, okay.
Professor Jane Nano Kwajima. And truly speaking, I don't disagree with him. Maybe original. Okay. I wanna miss him, but ni name no. Ebe twena ora Mahama ni your party paying for no. Yes. And on my analysis, I've said the same thing. Baby, I'm I can't the same thing. Say, Mami, buy no. He added a lot to the NDC, changed a lot of perception about the NDC. I'm about Kaipa MPP for no. I'm and this way in good school. Me boana. I'm go school. Yes. No. In addition, I'm seeing good school, and I wonder seriously, but proper analysis pa. In Crawford school NDC, we change MPP, but they always tell you this. Ain't he Prof by no. At least we have a whole professor as a running mate, so you can say on go school. Now, at that time, so campaign manager for the entire campaign, so Professor Labi. So 2 professors. So can that instant? And I think that one also is a sign, Yama. In 2016, most of the tertiary institutions are losing in 2020 election. We recovered most of them. Back training colleges, nursing training colleges, universities back. Because of that agenda, now 2016 is a good school. No, so the tertiary people have shifted here. No, I was doing the analysis. And so if you have your vote from UCC, Winneba, Legon, UDS, and all the teacher training colleges in 2020, and all the credit to them. I mean, I agree largely with your brother, the political analyst, the only political analyst on Lit FM. They be a kana attack you. On best of year tomorrow. And I mean, next election is going to be a very interesting election. Only apart from the fact say NDC winning no, Nyamiadom say no.
More winning.
Oh, you winning the next election.
Yes, you are growing for.
Nyamiadom you winning. I'm telling you, because Nekosi Ghana no, how can we trust give the power back to the MPP? Hey, Namami, come on. Ghanaians will never make that big mistake. Okay. Now, Yanti Kromoha or Rakufade can say, Nyansa when you know this year about me. No, say no, all DNA in terms of managing the economy. One can say the economic management team, no, Odano. And look at the figures. West in 40 years. They see all the events, all the factors in Mami, West in a big cedar in the but I don't just saying this, will joke. No, we will not be complacent. You be Bojumadin, SAB near AC 2020 election in the line. Say better now, want to change figures. It's about figures 6 times. I am telling you, and it didn't see that because friend is saying, not too for a casembi or see Rakufado, ne Bojuma na Ghana for Eddie a come any then a come NB, I think a comment and any before and a two abano. They are coming to repeat the same time, telling you a come before the two abano. Mame. And the next election is going to be a serious now. Per research and also political analysis. So it's going to be another election now. We will see the takeaways. I mean, it will be a lot if you compare to other elections. On say 2016 election can be seen as one of the elections that produce you. If anything, some figures are if you check the trend, no. A bit far away from the normal figures are your name no. 2020 was more or less like the previous ones no, but this one is going to also be an election. A lot of strange things will happen seriously, and like you know, it's going to be on issue based, and the economy of Ghana is going to be a major factor. At the a better slopa, a better one sempa by economy of Ghana, mami. And I was so happy say
and the major decider of the 2024 election.
Major decider, economy and infrastructure. Because economy BBA. And I was so happy say Ora Mahama. I started say no. Or they say building the Ghana we want. Was started only Ghana phone Edin common to start from the Trade Union Congress. BBA to my phone Munshem Kesiano. Echo Edin in seminar to Agua. In fact, in Sempa, and these are things practicable things we can do it, and then we come with slogans with flowery language. Trying to Debbie. We should move on. 24-hour economy, the 3-tier economy. 8 hours, no, and it can be done. He laid the roadmap in Yinano. I think with time, no, more flesh should be added to near okay with the TUC, no. Okay, MRT's example say TUC must not be just a body. They be more. So being Juma na sa say Obejuma so onfa ejuma employees no munti kuwa efenu ebia so union no munti adduce infama there be see adduce mo so mujino. You can even invest some into establishing your own bank, your own insurance. You can even invest some of your money into production and manufacture of Niamana ye crabby eba say Ghana no. Wow. Okay, it's going to be on major issues. Like I said, no, economy will dominate everything. And you say no, you prepare and you can Ghana for say we can do it. And yensua bebo Ghana. And I would say, what gives me more hope and MNJP crying say, Obia wa ye bida wa bo adwuma no. They be ameka adwuma ora mahama boy.
Boy na so Ghana for any.
Oh say ye nkrofo no twantro me before no. Omo twantro e dada Ghana for enti na omo angasa Ken Japan say near Oka farm no on fanche. He confessed on his campaign trail me bo na mami. Oh, he even apologized to Mama. Several times.
On personal relation. On personal relation. No, on the context.
Sure. Okay, you're right.
All right.
You see, okay, on the platform, whether personal or see, he's apologizing. Wow. And the mommy, apart from me, no. Don't you see the nursing training college nurses for eba out? I say, Papa, Fachayen. And Uncle Fosukra, abo, the mama say, Beju abo. So you see, omukwa abonti etwantro, and you see, up to now, mommy, me kadebia sector by sector near ora mama ye no omunye mukota. I keep telling them say, ye first sector by sector say yeah boss education. My idea, the only telebia mobile the epileptic free SHS. That's the only telebia mobile.
What free SHS?
Epileptic. That's the only telebia mobile. I'm telling you, there's nothing again they can say in that sector. Sector by sector no, they can't see much around Mahama. Until obi a wabo ejuma da, o say mami dey be a who pay ejuma. You see, ebia for 5 years experience, Embra 10 years and so on. Until experience we yapa me bo mami. You can't just get any job say, oh Bandit FM, or be ejuma as a journalist. Say ejuma no onye bi da. Unless ebia uba for intent and I say national service. And only you different. But uba for a full-time job, even for a contract, you know, the experience. Until obi a wabo ejuma more experience, you know. All can say, may say no. I think it gives Ghanaians some high hope. Say he can do the job. On our side, no, about running mate. I 10 minutes now. I think call like 12 minutes. Medasi. Into running mate side, no. Like I said, no, I don't disagree much with the
Sanitano.
The only political analyst on NIT FM show, no. But on say there are other dynamics. Like I think apart from say nipa na eba no, it's about getting votes. Vote, you see the vote is what will give the people, I'm giving the power to rule. And I believe say with time enche ya decide discussion bebre enche ora mama be outdoor that particular person obe lady we can who abegbo ejuma very soon it will come. Yes, names bebre aba yatini bebre, but at the right time, no, everybody na partner no, na me nyayanka like no, the same, the same part because we share the western, northwestern region, central region, both are no, it's okay for us. Yes, you know, we have strength in the northern region. I will not deny or challenge say Ora Bawumia is making inroads in the northern region. No, the fact and figures HSA, yes, it's making inroads. 9-9 in the northern region, 4-3 and 4-2. Upper East and Upper West, they are solid behind. And in the original northern region, it's split into 3. We have to work hard. I know. And to show say now, we don't have much problem. Oh, say yeah, party in India. It's a party. It's a national congress. Obia can be. Nya can for and answer this party. Obia can be. Not in Cranford womb. Accounts for womb. And say we consolidate the vote in the northern region. Oba be a Honuswa. The same thing. Ashanti region, Honunsu, we moved from the 400,000 votes, now 600,000. Last elections, we're in the 6. Our target is we will go beyond 750,000. And we'll do it, and we'll work hard in that region. See, we are putting all those measures in place. OT and the voter, they were trying to do well. Also, Greater Accra is the decider. Greater Accra and Central region is the decider. If you win Greater Accra massively, you have won the election. Last year, for instance, the election, Greater Accra was on the side of the NDC. We won with over 70,000 difference as compared to the MPP. The target this time, they say, we'll go beyond with about 350,000 votes. And so we are working out over there. And see, Akaya Western, Northwest, and Central. And so be from that side with Eastern regional background. So, I think, say, it may Juma. I say, Rollins pay 96, and I don't know, he has defined statistical analysis. Was to me within 9 regions, including the Eastern region. Check the records. Wow. But since then, I say mostly in MBB to me 2 regions. So we win election. It is highly impossible in this country. 2008 or more can say, it was only Ashanti region and the Eastern region. They lost in all the other 8 regions in Ghana. Even last election, NDC we won 9 regions, and they won 7 of the 16 regions in the country. And see, we are looking at all these in selecting. Now, in that time, now yeah, but MPP for side, for us, the value is the same. No matter who they partner to, value is because, like I said, it's going to be on issue base. The economy of Ghana. A Jumana edition will say no. Niama now mo can 2016 election no. Mo trying to be edition Ghana for no. How far? Baby o mo dey do no. So whether Napo, whether a friend is saying, man, I know. Unless they change. But my instinct tells me they will go for a woman, and that's Osla. Whoever they attach, yes, whoever they attach to Bawumia, the value will be the same. And we are going to tell them ni omo kanche Ghana for no esika no man say no move for 2.52 billion NAFCO esika no what good came out of NAFCO tell me say can say don't challenge that money there money ni na ko waste
rent
can you imagine esika mo for aye because created the biggest hole in Ghana national cathedral me say they should convert into national swimming pool. But the hole cannot be there. Wow. And there will be whoever they partner to, the value is going to be the same. And we are going to match them boot for boot. And we are going to tell Ghanaians the reason why the reason why they have done the right thing. And the reason why it's only Ora Mahamani and this, they stand for the hope and change and better life for Ghanaians in Ghana.
Is that Sanita no wrap up? Under 1 minute.
Yes, Mame, Cecilia, flatbearers.
Sorry, do I have a rebuttal to him?
Because of my time, we are wrapping up. So if through the wrapping up, you can do your rebuttal.
Yes, Mame, flatbearer for Navy. Cecilia, the see a baby and a running mate. Me, under normal circumstances, I don't have any interest. What I'm looking out for and what I'm trying to compile from now onwards into 2024 is to analyze the personalities involved, the main contenders, their experience. We have people who have gained experience and we have people who have experience. That is why I have cautioned the MPP of one thing that they've been doing and they don't know that she's going against them. Most of them are Trump Isua. Now Mahama Crow, Pedi and Beam Crow, a Flagstaff house, were the assemblyman, were the constituency chairman, were the say. MP, it tells you that the man has a lot of experience as compared to Obinsua, and also he has gained experience perceived because we're a technocrat and you're a buyer. And you want to say on the job, no, he has gained some experience. We are going to compare those personalities. Then the two parties will compare their economic management prowess. First, we'll compare the infrastructure that they've put in place.
Thank you.
We'll compare investment in the health sector, education sector, everywhere.
Thank you.
And then we'll know
very interesting
who
next year
should be the president or which party should lead this country.
I have there are a lot of inaccuracies that he stated. A lot of inaccuracies.
Wrapping up in 1 minute.
But then he said, one thing I'll just take is that he says you're going to win the elections. Good luck. Good luck with that, bro. Good luck in winning the election. But you see, if in 2008 and 2012 you could hold the whole country with just 2 regions, you should do your analysis and find out the reason why, where the numbers were coming from. 2008 that we were empowered, 2012 that we were in opposition. We could hold him with 2012. We held you with 2 regions. You couldn't beat us with even more than 4%. And now you have a candidate coming from your stronghold. And analysis now man make, as Bama being the running mate, he even in the old northern region, he's been able to bring your vote down by close to 30%. When even in two occasions, your candidate was at one time a president and one time a flag bearer. He was able to beat him by 30% in your own region. Your candidate couldn't appreciate in the northern regions. So why was your stronghold became minus, and now you have another candidate almost the same enclave as your candidate, adding up to only Eastern, let's say even Eastern Ashanti, and you still say you've won the election. This is numbers, so 1 + 1 is 2. enye 3 men lie women lie numbers don't.
Thank you so much for coming. Ebusian for aseda kese pa enkoma mpanyufo ene.
Lie.
Ose
Sometimes numbers can lie because the first electoral commissioner. Oh yeah.
Aseda kese enko Emma Emmanuel Adote Alote. Atik Yakubu of the NPP, Emmanuel Adote Alote of the NDC, and Mr. Sanita, no political analyst. Ebenyufo ya daroma e no bebo ai ma yeden komotwetwe no e ba ye ye telephone lines na mo soso mo de madwenkyere abai 0302243540 0302257902. Now so do adwenkyere aba. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Hey, hello.
100.9. 100.9.
Hello. 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 Hey, Ediana Ekosui. Udini baby afrefi.
Collins ni the way through Amamole.
Collins it's you.
Mami Chia Dr. Ham, incoming member of Parliament, Trobo constituency. And Mr. Loti, Wakasa Papa. Mini aba, share William. Ayana ayana serious. Say NPP. Isema mukagu Ghana forso. Share Nikona Mukobo tape. Namu sanctioned and Madibu Amunya 2016, 2020. Namu yesa comparison India. We won't say enye ano enye diko break it because the vice president then in opposition. Ekatre say taxation to production. And you osa capture yes or no dollar there one hakofuno. It is a papa or president here and yet BIAMAH minimum ni okai kwa when this now or no your friend is saying meto and a driver now mu say or baba chicano and you say it me do hanis mukra and a bibia to yen e wokwemu wait soon
me da say hello, good afternoon. Hello. Acho dini baby afrefi.
Mami na ya okasa fitabura.
Ana yenko.
Mami mo abaso. Da bende no be di no.
Yami aba aduma December.
Last me di umu bi na de pa anti dru ha no mama.
Wo.
Anti dru ha bo mo de ya.
Kasa na yenko yenim.
Yeah. Mami mo Ghana mampani na dankwa kupu ado abaso na me chia Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Mahama, what in the bush is not?
Hello? Yes.
Metonka, Mahama, she said, but what did it?
But you're there be to us.
Yeah, best, Yan Pala and will be dear one grow. You were most Sabi Yamefan currency, you woo ye, Edia Kunyana Mount. One who could to Kwan Fakur him. Would the coup be doom coup? Doom, sir. And now what Basso Sabe baby, and then you were Baumia. Who said, oh, yes, and to know Ubebu, a mamma to can't think Kumano. Ya best friend, you were another uncle for no pretty free education or the Abba. Oh, I didn't know the buy, Ubedia Kunyasu, a Jenny Roman man. Ya best friend, Yapanicho, Yampesi, Besako, Yapi.
That's say. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Eba cho dini baby afrefi.
Bolos ni Kasafi Amokobi.
Yanko.
Oh, the MPP for a federal level room. So, more my mua say, Omana, your money basta. I'm not sure you'll be your ball as well, Juma Bola, no, your ball like Jumano. One mum shall be says, a good fee. Nay, some of us are doing some to about Mamubium. Second of what they would in Costro. Let me more got a say, Alan, go money was into NDC for far, dear no solid. Alan, more bum. Alan Gibi, is there more you can Japan in here? Alan from Crawford and Cotomac and Japan. No, I can Japan was a free campaign time. So, the Omodia Baumia, and it's about Baumia baby, and then MPP and call down. So, I would more cast on my people
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Beba chodini baby afraid.
Nyakoko asinye kanishi.
Yanko.
Ya, miezi adawasini wajima pa udima gana mwa. Anale wabo udima ba. Ya, yeye. Aya ya kasabe bri fa mambo ya ya kosumu. Batini ni muse. Wini masia na wini mas. Wini kakwisa, ani kakwisa. Kakwisa nekese. About 4 years time. About the year no wadi o man 4 years time with me. Masa down on wamba. Tell me man 4 years. Na once I am not as no economy. And as a free more in Ninka Sabi. Yana for me to mom. Monjaji.
Eda sipi hani adiyan kosi nyina yedemo ABC Azadaka siye enkoma production crew Joe Dami Abdumak Jero Sajima Freeman na ya Safo Mwanda Roman obo michi doma midi jumedie besomo Midi edima mi BIAMAH AKWAFO mina midi jumedie huchiame Sorry ola Michael na pamfo omuso babe jiedja Ajiji entata diye akufie Osise nonsia bebo nonsia boy ede nonsia kase bono free peace 104.3 beba Macrao.